Sir, you're charged with especially aggravated kidnapping. You're also charged with aggravated assault. And you're charged with theft of a firearm worth less than $2,500.
You're talking about stuff that is not
We will bring the jury.
Hello and welcome to the Court of Public Opinion. I am the Recovery Addict, and boy, do I have a case for you today.
Why is the dog chewing on this guy?
I think they have got the wrong guy
They
there.
got the wrong guy, and the dog was biting him.
He roughened him up quite a bit. There's a lawsuit.
9 out of 10 judges prefer watching the Recovery Addict live stream in their courtroom.
The fireworks are not done.
Now we're getting commentary on the case. Dati mihi Anglican po, he's verbal slaughter.
Is that correct?
That's literally not true.
I didn't ask you to interrupt me. Oh, for Trump's sake.
Good morning. Welcome to the Court of Public Opinion. I am the Recovery Addict. And everything's mostly working, which I have to say is sort of a miracle. I took most of my studio with me over the weekend and did a little live gig, which was a blast, I'll tell you. And it went, I'll say this, it went perfectly. Anyone who was there thought it went perfectly. I knew it did. This was a setup that we were running yesterday over the weekend at the conference center, and it was a blast. It was a lot of fun. So, few hiccups, learned a little bit, and made a little money. It's all good. It's all good. But it's great to be here. Only Funsies comes in with 10 gifted memberships first thing in the morning. Thank you very much, Only Funsies, for that. Good to have you here. We're going to jump to court, which we're a little late for, honestly, because of me. I'm late, but it's going to be a fun day. I already know we've got some good stuff lined up that you're going to love, and we'll be there in just 1 second. But we've got a couple things to take care of. Only Funsies, thank you. I feel super close to the camera, like my head is bigger. It's because I moved everything, and the camera's like, it's that far away. The camera is, if I sneeze, I apologize. If I sneeze, you guys are getting it. I don't know how else to say that. It's really, really close. Get some cable management going here. Francis Fitzgerald, first in chat today. Thank you very much, Francis Fitzgerald. Because of your promptness, we are punishing you. Everything IP-related worldwide is your responsibility. It's a big day. It's a big day. It's your day. So good luck with that, and good riddance. We need a sneeze counter, says Only Funsies. Red Pen, thank you very much for the birthdays. We're going to get this the singing underway because everyone's waiting to party. And today is not my birthday, just for the record. Today is not my birthday. Tomorrow is, though, and I'm super excited. I've asked my family to sing to me tomorrow, so I'll have to get a mic set up for them. So maybe they'll come in and join us for the birthday song. All right, happy birthday to Baby C, Belinda, Dashill. That's got to be Dashill. Dog. Who's Dog? Like Dog the Bounty Hunter? Grammys. Grammyars. Is that Grammars? I think it's Grammars. Man, you guys are... Glenn H., Jackie, Purple Lover, Terry, Twubble. So this is going to be a two-verser because these names are going to trip me up. But I'm going to need your help, everyone, wherever you are. Stand up, take a breath, shoulders back, project your voice to the back of the room. Blend your voice with your neighbor and warm up with me if you will. La 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 la. We're ready. Here we go. That's super loud, too. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, BBC, Belinda, Dashill, Dog, Grammars, and Glenn H. Happy birthday to you. Okay, we're going to get the rest of the list on verse 2. And then we'll kick off court. Oh yeah, I'm feeling it. A happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jackie, Purple Lover, Terry, and Twubble. Happy birthday to you. There we go. Everybody who has a birthday today, Baby C, Belinda, Dashill, Dog, Grammars, Glenn H, Jackie, Purple Lover, Terry, and Twubble, happy birthday. I realize there are a million places you could have been and a million people you could have celebrated with. But you chose to be here with us. Privilege, pleasure, the honor, the joy is ours. Hopefully we can turn that joy back to you, make your day just a little more special, and begin by helping yourself to free pancakes at Denny's, IHOP Village, Inn, Waffle House, McDonald's, Tammy Dunlap's house, and his grill, Bob Evans, and Cracker Barrel. There you go. I think I left something out. There are many wonderful days, but today is your special day. I left that part out. There you go. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. None of that was on the screen. Well, let me just say really quickly, happy birthday. Happy birthday to Baby C, Belinda, Dashill Dog, Grammars, Glenn H, Jackie, Purple Lover, Terry, and Twubble. There you go. I'm sorry, I was so bad at that. And Francis Fitzgerald, there you are. You won the internet. Congratulations. All right. Oh, my goodness. It's rough taking a break. We've got a drum solo here for the finish. Hello, it's making me self-conscious. I see nose hair. You see my goatee needs to be trimmed just a little bit as well. This is really close. I've never felt this close to you. I'm sorry, I had to say that. It never felt like this before. Anyway, welcome. It's great to be here. Let's kick off court. I'm just glad everything's working. Mostly. I forgot to plug in like one monitor and one recorder, but everything, I can go without that today, so we're good. It's like RA is sitting on my couch with me. It's like I'm sitting right in front of you on your couch. That's what it is. It's like you're there on the couch looking out, and I'm like, how's it going? How you doing? Hey, what's up? I'm here. That's what it looks like. It's just wild. I might adjust it a little bit, but who's in the pink today? Says Greeters. The judge, apparently. We'll find out. Let's go to court. And by the way, I got two birthday cards today. I think they're like Christmas cards and get to open them early. I'm pretty sure. So I'm going to go ahead and open the birthday cards from Teresa and Laura. Sent them. Teresa and Laura. Can you see us? Oh, I can see you as well as you can see me. It's amazing. You guys are crystal clear. Some of you were not dressed for court. I'm just putting that out there. Some of you did not dress for court. All right, let's go to court while we're waiting. We're on 7. We have a little bit of spicy business to attend to. What's it going to look like? It's going to look like this. There we go. Aha. Now you can see and I can see. I might sit back a little bit and be like, yeah, this is where it's at. It's back here. Now I can recline. Move over. You're hogging the couch. I did focus that camera, which I haven't done in quite a while, so it's now in focus. But pardon me while I read my mail. Good morning, Judge. You're looking chipper.
Your Honor, good morning. We're back on the record with the case on trial.
Oh, there's a cough already.
Good morning to all. Good morning. Are there things we need to discuss before we bring the jury in?
Just one, Judge. There's a couple of things at some point we need to discuss today, but only one before we bring the jury in. And I did speak to defense counsel about this morning. With Michael Hawkins, who's going to be one of the witnesses this morning, I do expect that he would, if the court allows it, testify in connection with. We did that motion in limine with regard to Michael Hawkins, where the court said that he could say that Mr. Fowler told him that he thought Miss Church was poisoning him. He was also ill at that time and described his symptoms to Mr. Hawkins, and I would expect that he would testify in a way similar to Leroy Fowler III, where he describes those symptoms based on that statement that he was ill. And I did it's been provided in discovery a long time ago. I should have raised it in the motion in limine. I apologize for not doing so.
So Hawkins just made some observations of
They're not
Mr.
observations.
Fowler?
I'm sorry, Judge, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Go ahead.
They're not observations. He does make observations, but in those I think there's no issues about. But Mr. Fowler, the decedent, did describe the symptoms that he was feeling. And I would ask that he be able to discuss, relay those.
So what I excluded were two statements made immediately proximate to the statement attributed to Mr. Fowler that he believed Miss Church was poisoning him, which was, I feel better when I leave her house, and I think she may be putting it in my milkshake. So I ruled those ones out, and these are other statements that Mr. Fowler made at various times to Mr.
Correct.
Hawkins about his present physical condition at whatever time he made the statements?
It was at the same time as he made the statements about he thinks she was poisoning him.
Okay. And what were the statements?
That he was throwing up, vomiting, dizziness, diarrhea, having a hard time breathing.
Okay. All right.
And
Was he poisoned
too?
too?
He observed some of those things as well, particularly the hard time breathing.
As he was talking to Mr. Fowler? He
That
observed?
same day.
All right. Okay. So you're contending that those are admissible as statements of present physical condition?
Yes.
Okay. Do any counsel wish to be heard? I think they do fit within the hearsay exception. Mr. Norkunis?
I'd be doing Mr. Hawkins, Judge.
Okay.
There is a transcript of his statements to the police relative to these. He did buttress some of that in a subsequent interview, I think in the past week, 4 years later on some of these. But his transcript really just says, he wasn't feeling well. I don't recall him specifically talking about noticing that Mr. Fowler himself was physically ill. He had talked about the days leading up to, which I would be asking him about, November 11th, and he seemed fine. He was over the house doing some work with him, and he was not complaining about anything and no problems whatsoever there. All of these others are at other times.
Right.
And two of them take place when they're at Barbara's house, which would be, in my opinion, an issue where he's trying to impress upon Barbara, when I come here, I'm well. When I'm there, I'm ill. And, it's terrible type situation. Mr. Hawkins is present, and there's three of them discussing it.
The three of them being Hawkins, Mr. Fowler, and Miss
Randall.
Randall, okay.
Right.
But at present, the statement that I feel better when I'm away from Miss Church's house is not in. That's, all right.
And I've told Mr. Hawkins he can't mention the milkshake statement. He can't mention the feel better unless defense counsel asks him about it.
Okay. All right. I'm glad he's been so instructed. All right. Well, let's bring our jury in. We'll proceed. Ms. Trasny?
Your Honor, my only question is I had provided the court what I believe was the redacted copies of the text messages between Barbara Randall and Mr. Fowler, and I will be putting them in through her this morning as the first witness. I just wanted to make sure that...
You need him back.
No, I have them. I just wanted to make sure that if they were consistent with the court's ruling.
I read through them, and consistent with which ruling?
We had originally provided the court 16 pages, and based on the court's review of those 16 pages, the court had indicated which messages Your Honor believed would be admissible, and I redacted out Ms. Randall's portion. You can see that there's a text thread there, I guess, but there's no content. So I just wanted to make
yeah, I was actually thinking about something else. I was looking at this Celebrite extraction report. I did look through that, and that was consistent with what I had said. I also, we can discuss it later, but I went through the Celebrite extraction report regarding the texts between Ms. Church and Mr. Fowler in that 10-day period up to November 22nd, 2022, and we can discuss those at some point.
Thank you, Your Honor. Could I be heard on the Barbara Leroy text that the prosecutor just mentioned?
Yes, you may.
So I also have been provided with the redacted versions, meaning Leroy Fowler's statements in blue are in. What was redacted out was Barbara's green. I think they are consistent with the court's ruling, and just we would maintain our objection to those. And I think these statements also qualify under the limiting instruction that the court had given, I think, once earlier in the case. That was a few days ago, and now we've had several days of testimony, different witnesses, a weekend break, and here we are Monday morning. And we're going to have a few more of these, at least through Michael Hawkins, later today. So I would request that full limiting instruction be given again today when these come in. as to the proper use, and then either the full limiting instruction when Michael Hawkins, if he testifies about similar statements that qualify under this exception, or at least a reference back to the same instruction, which will be fresher in their mind.
I gave, sort of off the top of my head, a limiting instruction when Ms. Carbone was testifying, and it attributed a statement to Ms. Church that also included a statement that she attributed to Mr. Fowler. I gave the limiting instruction there. I intended to give it when Mr. Hawkins testifies about the statement that I ruled was admissible, because those statements purportedly by Mr. Fowler, I think, come in only as the jury assesses his state of mind in the period of time before his death. The statements, remind me, the texts, Ms. Strasnick, that you're talking about, or Mr. Scully that you're talking about, are what? Because I don't have them right in front of me.
So they're all medical statements that he made to her over text about his medical conditions. I can't piss. It's really hard to piss.
Because the reason I ask is because the limiting instruction applies to certain statements that aren't coming in under that statement of physical condition, I think. So your view is the limiting instruction would apply to that particular proposed exhibit?
My view is that these should come in with a limiting instruction that they're admitted for the limited purpose of showing his
state of mind.
State of mind.
All right. Any objection to that, Ms. Strasnick?
I think they come in for the truth. They're an exception to the hearsay rule. I don't think that the content of these need to be limited.
That's why I asked the question. I'm giving the jury's going to hear various statements attributed to Mr. Fowler. Some come in for one reason, some come in for another. Those that I'm admitting, because they go to his state of mind, are limited to just that. Those that are coming in under a recognized hearsay exception, like statement of present physical condition, are in for all purposes, including the truth of the matter asserted. So I'm not inclined to give the instruction, Mr. Scully, for this particular proposed exhibit. I will give it again when Mr. Hawkins testifies. And I want to just take a moment to discuss that limiting instruction before I give it. But I don't think it applies to the statements in the exhibit that Ms. Strasnick was just discussing.
Could I be heard on that one more time, Judge? So I do think there's additional statements, and I'll defer to the Commonwealth, that they would be seeking to introduce through oral testimony of Ms. Randall today, that are basically that at a prior time, Leroy told her that he thinks Judy was poisoning him. I'm not sure if they intend to elicit that. That's why I'm flagging it.
Okay. I don't think I was aware of that.
I actually told her not to say that.
Okay.
She is going, I told her, I don't know what's going to happen.
Oh, good.
But,
this is going to be wild.
Went through the observations she made of his health in terms of what we've discussed, in terms of feeling a lump in his stomach, throwing up, all of those medical things that she observed. But I told her she could not say that he said that he believed that the defendant was poisoning him.
All right. So she's been instructed not to say that. If it comes out, we'll deal with it. If it did come out, the limiting instruction absolutely applies to that statement, Mr. Scully.
Right.
But I'm hoping it doesn't come out because that's what she's been instructed.
Thank you very much. And I would request, because these statements were intermingled in one of her recorded interviews, I think the prosecutor can lead her through the episodes where she observed his stomach hurting and protruding and being hard. And I think if they're going to get into it, there's a few things, and I don't object to leading. They're going to come in one way or the other.
All right. Well, that's good to know. So, Ms. Strasnick, you have that leeway when you get to a dicey area where you're afraid she might forget your agreement that she wouldn't testify to that one statement. Let me just ask, in terms of the limiting instruction for when Mr. Hawkins testifies, is there any objection to the draft that I had proposed?
No, Judge.
All right.
No, Judge.
Very good. All right, then that's well given. All right. I think our jury's been waiting for a little while. Let's get them down.
All right.
All right.
There we go.
All set.
You will bring the jury.
Jury's coming out. Here we go. We're going to bring Barbara. Barbara, our first witness today, is the other girlfriend who's going to be out on the stand. It's going to be an interesting encounter here.
What's today's date? Or was 23rd?
The 23rd, Your Honor. Yes.
All day, Judge. All day, 23rd. It's me.
Hello.
Hello, Ricky. Welcome. Bueller. I think the judge is chomping down the cough drops. That's the other woman. There's a cough. Brings us up to 3:07 as the jury comes in. They get to start adding their coughs to the counter as well this morning. See how many of them got sick over the weekend. Please don't grab the microphone. We told you not to do that, sir. .308. It's another caliber counter.
Be seated.
Good morning, jurors. Sorry to have kept you waiting. We were just ironing out a few issues, counsel and I. Since we last saw each other on Friday afternoon, has any member of the jury discussed the substance of this case with anyone, including among yourselves? No. Since we last saw each other, has any member of the jury seen, read, heard, or overheard anything from any outside source about any aspect of this case? No. Excellent. We are continuing with the presentation of the Commonwealth's case, and the prosecutors may call you their next witness.
Thank you, Your Honor. The Commonwealth would call Barbara Randall, please.
Barbara Randall, the other woman.
Right this way.
Walk this way.
Hi. I'm going to ask you to stand behind this blue line on page 12.
Would you raise your right hand for me, please?
Why the blue
Do you solemnly
line?
swear the testimony you're about to give in the cause now in hearing shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Thank you. You may be seated.
Just follow me. Watch your steps as you come around.
The bailiff's quite talkative this morning.
You're going to make yourself comfortable in this chair.
This is the
I'm going to
victim's
ask you to make
other
sure
woman.
you speak in that microphone.
Yes.
One of the other issues with the judge basically was still talking.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Brad.
I'm going to go right through. Thank you.
He's been the most
May I proceed,
helpful
Your
with
Honor?
her.
Yes, you may.
Good morning, ma'am.
Hi.
Could you introduce yourself to the members of the jury, telling them your name and then spelling it as well?
My name is Barbara Randall. The spelling is BARBARARANDALL.
Miss Randall, how old are you?
64.
Where do you live?
Seabrook, New Hampshire.
How long have you lived in Seabrook, New Hampshire?
Pretty much all my life.
Do you live with anyone or by yourself?
By myself.
Do you have any children?
Yes, I do.
How many children?
2.
And how old are they?
Tommy would have been 48 and Casey is 39.
Do you have any grandchildren?
Yes, I do.
How many grandchildren do you have?
5.
And approximately how old are they?
This week I'll have
Oh,
one.
goodness. 13, 12, 8, 7, and 4.
Do you currently work or volunteer in any way?
Yes, I do.
What do you do?
I work at a hair salon.
How long have you worked at the hair salon?
For the last 5 or 6 years.
For the last 5 or 6 years, what have you been doing at the hair salon?
I just kind of look over the whole place, answer the phone, whatever needs to be done.
Prior to the 5 to 6 years that you've been at the current hair salon, what was your career when you were younger?
Hairdresser my whole life.
How long were you a hairdresser?
36 years.
And at some point, did you retire from that and now you work part-time at the hair salon that you just described?
Yes.
Where did you grow up?
Well, I was born in Montana. Then we moved to Hampton, Hampshire. Then we moved to Hampton Falls. and then we moved to Seabrook, where I've been majority of my life.
Did you know an individual by the name of Leroy Fowler?
Yes.
How was it that you knew him?
I had a relationship with him.
When did you first meet Mr. Fowler?
Oh, I'd say probably 20 years prior.
Prior to what? Prior to your relationship with him?
Yes.
What were the circumstances in which you met him 20 years prior to starting a relationship with him?
Well, when I was working at the hair salon, I took a part-time job working at a Keno place, and I met him there.
Keno.
How would you describe the relationship you had with him at that time?
Fine. Nothing. I mean, I
Fine,
didn't really even
nothing.
talk to him in the Keno place. I had just seen him, and
Ms.
At
Randall,
some
I'm just
point-
going to ask you to try to speak right into that microphone. I just
yes.
want to make sure everyone can hear you.
Okay.
Can everyone hear? All right. Go ahead, Ms. Strausing.
At some point after that 20-year period, did you reconnect with Mr. Fowler in some way?
yes, I did.
What were the circumstances in which you reconnected with him?
What do you mean, how I did?
Yeah, how'd you reconnect with him?
Through Facebook.
And did you reach out to him or did he reach out to you?
He reached out to me.
As a result of him reaching out to you, when approximately was that? What year, if you remember?
Oh, it was like 8 years ago.
8 years ago from now or 8 years ago from when he passed away?
Both. I mean,
They're 2
it was
years
about
apart.
8 years ago.
Okay. And at some point after he reached out to you, did the two of you meet up in person?
Yes.
Did you begin a relationship with him?
Yes, we did.
How long were you in a relationship with him prior to him passing away?
8 years.
Okay. And how would you describe your relationship with him?
Off and
Everything's
on.
8.
What do you mean by off and on?
There were good times and there were bad times.
Would he stay at your house?
Yes.
How often would he stay at your house?
He'd stay a couple nights, then he'd go home.
Where was home?
At my house. Oh, his house? At Judy Church's.
Who was Judy Church?
His other girlfriend.
And you were aware of Miss Church being his other girlfriend from the time you started seeing him after he Facebook messaged
Not
you?
in the beginning, no.
How long after you started, when you reconnected with him, did you become aware of Miss Church?
I would say within 6 months.
How did you become aware of her?
Probably through conversation with him or something.
You said that he would come to your house and stay for a few days and then leave?
Yes.
How often would he come and go from your house?
Numerous times.
Did he ever live with you?
Not really.
What types of things would the two of you do together when he was at your home?
We did everything. I mean, there was never a boring moment with him. My grandkids were a huge part of our lives.
What types of things would you do with your grandkids?
Oh, we do rail trails from here, from Seabrook to Newburyport. We take bikes down, then we go sledding, yard sailing.
Odd sailing.
Just everyday things.
How would you describe the relationship he had with your grandchildren?
Excellent. Very, very good.
Where was he living at the time? Do you know the address that he was living?
Down Salisbury Beach.
And he was living, you said, with Miss Church?
Yes.
Did you know her?
Before this, no.
At some point, you said you became aware of her. At any point, did you meet her?
I guess, yeah. Down the road, yes. I did. I mean, physically seen her, yes.
Did you ever have conversations with her?
Not really, no. Not that I can recall.
Do you know, did you have a nickname for her?
Yes.
What was the nickname you had for her?
Grandma.
Why'd you call her Grandma?
Because she looked like one.
How would you describe the relationship you had with Miss Church?
Not existing.
Not existing.
Did you, during the course of your relationship with Mr. Fowler, did you ever buy him expensive things?
No.
Did you ever buy him a house?
No.
A car?
No.
A motorcycle?
No.
When he was at your home, what types of things would he eat or drink?
He always drank milk, and he would drink Coke.
Hopefully not together. Those two.
Did you know
together,
him to
not
ever
good.
drink alcohol?
Maybe 3 times that I knew him in the 8 years.
And when he did drink during those 3 times, what did you see him drink?
Beer.
Were you aware if he used any drugs or narcotics?
Yes.
What were you aware of?
I was aware of cocaine, and he was prescribed Percocet.
During your time with Mr. Fowler, did he ever make any comments to you about being depressed or wanting to kill himself?
No.
How would you describe Mr. Fowler's personality when he was with you?
Fine.
Were there times, you said that the two of you are on and off, correct?
Yes.
How often would you be on and off during the course of that 8 years?
Sporadically.
Was there a time about a year prior to Mr. Fowler's death that he went to Florida?
Yes.
And were you aware that he was going to Florida?
Yes.
How did you feel about him going to Florida?
I told him to go, have a good time.
And why was that?
Because I was done with it. I didn't want the back and forth anymore. It was over to me.
And when you say over, how many times would you and Mr. Fowler be over and then get back together?
Numerous.
So when you would tell him it was over, was it ever really over?
No.
When Mr. Fowler would tell you it was over, was it ever really over?
No.
Who would always be the one to come back?
Him.
When he went to Florida about a year prior, so about 2021, how did you know he came back?
I picked him up.
Where did you pick him up?
At the airport.
And did he call you and ask you to pick him up?
Yes.
How long had he been in Florida, prior to you going to pick him up at the airport?
I want to say a couple days, maybe 3, tops 4.
When he came home, did he come home alone?
Yes.
How long after he came home do you know who he went to Florida with at that time?
Yes.
Who?
Judy Church.
How long after he came home did Miss Church come home, if you know?
I'd say immediately.
Did you also become aware of a plan that Mr. Fowler had to go back to Florida and move there in November or around November of 2022?
I was aware it was going to happen, yes.
And how did you react to that?
Told him to go.
Was that for the same reason that you said?
Yes.
During the course of your relationship with Mr. Fowler, did he ever propose to you?
Yes.
How many times?
Twice.
Did you say yes?
I did the first time. The second time I must have said yes, but I don't really remember.
And then is it fair to say that after you said yes, the relationship went off again?
Probably after, obviously, yeah, after that.
I want to specifically talk to you about the time period leading up to Mr. Fowler's death on November 13th of 2022. About a month prior to his death, did he ever complain to you about his health while you were in person with him?
Yes.
Specifically, did he complain about his stomach?
Yes.
Could you describe to the jurors what did he tell you? Did he ask you to do something?
Well, it was really hard. It was bloated, and it was like super hard. And he kept saying, feel the slump, feel the slump.
And did you feel the lump?
Yes, I did.
And could you feel that it was hard and bloated like you just described?
It was hard, and it was bulging. You could see it.
And did that go on for a period of time that he would ask you to feel that lump?
Not that I recall.
Were you able to push on it in any way?
Yeah, I did push on it that day.
Did he make other complaints to you around that time about his health?
Just that he was tired. He didn't really feel that good here and there.
Did you make observations of him being tired?
Not really. He wasn't as get up and go maybe, but it was the day,
At some point around that time period, did you observe him throw up?
Yes.
Could you describe to the jurors what you saw? What were the circumstances?
He had just walked in my house, and he was normal, and he was talking, and within 10 minutes, he just threw up. It just projectiled out of his mouth, like a circle of it.
Is that what you mean by projectile? There was a circle?
Less description, please.
And had you ever seen him throw up in any way before?
Sea dog.
How did he react? What observations did you make of him when he was throwing up like that?
Well, he was embarrassed of the mess he had made on the floor. And I was like, I don't care, you know? What's going on? And he said, I don't know.
At some point, did he also have concerns when he used the bathroom? Specifically as it related to having a bowel movement?
Yes.
Could you describe to the jury, what did he show you after he had a bowel movement?
He went in the bathroom and he hollered to me, and I went over and he goes, look, see, I told you. And he had wiped himself, and it was on the toilet paper. There was blood.
How many times would you say that you observed blood on the toilet paper while he was at your...
One time.
Is it fair to say that you and Mr. Fowler would also text message?
Oh, yeah.
If I may approach, Your Honor?
She is leading, but she has permission to lead through this so she doesn't blurt out something that's not allowed in court. Specifically that he thought she was, his other girl was poisoning him.
Mr. Arnold, I'm going to show you a series of text messages. You've seen these before.
Here come the text messages.
Just look at them.
They're probably not the bad ones.
Read them to yourself. Are those portions of a conversation that you had with Mr. Fowler in September of 2022 relative to his health?
Yes.
If these could be marked as the next exhibit, please.
They may. Rights preserved, Mr.
Thank you, Ron.
Scully.
Andrew C. OG. 35 months. One more month. You're going to be pink or purple. Goes from pink to
With
purple.
the court's permission, if I could publish
Yes, you may.
Exhibit 31, and just for the record, it's 5 pages. We're gonna do this again. I'm not sure this is going to be very clear. If I could just read the portions of the text messages into the record.
You may.
Wow.
This is from September 8th, 2022. And these are from Mr. Fowler to you, correct?
Yes.
I can't piss. It's really hard to piss. I have to force myself to piss, and I can't. Next text is, it hurts to try. The next text message from that same date at 3/26/16. I don't know, but I read up on prostate cancer, and I have 6 out of 10 signs. Prostate cancer makes your bones hurt and your back and hips mostly. I'm telling you, I know something's definitely wrong. I'm getting sicker by the week and now by the day. I'm so drained right now. I've done nothing all day. Mr. Randall, I want to talk to you about the last time you saw Mr. Fowler. Do you remember the last time you saw Mr. Fowler?
Yes.
When was that?
Say probably 4 days before he passed.
Where did you see him?
He had came to my house. I was taking my girlfriend's grandson out to lunch, and I was headed out the door, and he was coming in. And I said, Leroy, I'm going to go take Liam out to lunch. I said, and I'll be back. You want to follow me, you can, but that's what I'm doing.
And prior to him showing up at your house before you were taking Liam to lunch, had the two of you had some type of argument or disagreement in the days prior to him showing up at your house?
Oh, yeah, we were fighting over something. I don't recall what it was.
So was it another time that you were off?
Yes.
And it was him that showed up at your house?
Yes.
Had you done anything in terms of his ability to text you or communicate with you during that time?
Yeah, probably, but I had my phone blocked.
And I guess when you block your phone, what did that mean?
He couldn't reach me.
And then he showed up at your house?
Yes.
Did he follow you when you went to lunch with Liam?
He didn't follow me there, but when I got done, I went back to my girlfriend's house with her grandson and was waiting for her to come home. And he kept riding by her house.
Did you have any communication with him, or did you just see him driving by?
I just seen him driving by.
At some point, excuse me, did you, in fact, unblock him?
Yes, on his birthday.
And how many times did you unblock him on his birthday?
Twice.
Why twice?
Once I had called and just said happy birthday and blocked him again. And then my grandkids all called him and said happy birthday. And then I blocked him again.
And is it fair to say that you never heard from him that day?
Not that I remember, no.
At some point, did you become aware that he was in the hospital?
Yes.
Do you remember not what they told you, but who told you?
Little Leroy called me.
Was that on his birthday or at some point prior?
They are.
I believe it was prior to him passing.
Ms. Randall, would you just, again, try to move up to that microphone? People are having some hard time hearing you.
It was, I would say when he was in the hospital, he had told me they were transporting him from Newburyport to the other hospital.
And that was at some point Friday night of his birthday?
Yeah.
Leading up to his birthday, you had indicated that there had been an argument, there was blocking going on. Did you think that your breakup with Mr. Fowler at that point was permanent?
I never knew.
Was it ever permanent?
No.
If I may have one moment.
You may.
Is that all they're going for?
Do you remember where you were the Thursday prior to Mr. Fowler's birthday, which would have been November 10th, the night before he went to the hospital?
No.
Were you at Mr. Fowler's house in any way?
No.
Did you ever go to 108 Central Street in November of 2022?
No.
I have no further questions.
Thank you. Mr. Scully, your witness.
See what defense wants to do. I think I know what Judy might want to do, but they don't allow voodoo dolls in the courtroom. 3 more coughs there. As far as the nickname battle went, Barbara was playing nice. Couldn't think of a lot worse things to be called than Grandma. But Judy, on the other hand, not so nice. What's with all those beverages and bottles? Did they bring everything from her kitchen into the courtroom there? Got all sorts of bottles and dispensers and stuff over there. Like a whole hygiene kit.
Good morning, Ms. Randall.
Good morning.
My name is Liam Scully. I represent Judy Church along with attorney Stan Norkunis.
Yes.
You and I have never had a chance to speak before, right?
No.
But you've been to many of the court proceedings prior to this trial
Yes.
over the time, and you've seen me in court, and I've seen you around, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I have a few questions for you as follow-up. Is that all right?
Yes.
All right. And before I do, I just want to ask you about your prior interviews with law enforcement in this case. So after Leroy Fowler died, you were interviewed by police for the first time by Detective Brian Verney on November 16th, 2022. Do you remember that?
Yes.
And that interview was recorded on body camera, and you were told about that. Do you remember that?
Yes.
And you didn't have a lawyer at that time. You had just come in for some questioning voluntarily, right?
Yes.
And at that time, a transcript was eventually made of that interview that you did. Is that right?
Yes.
And have you had a chance before your testimony or at some point during the pretrial lead up to this to review that transcript?
I think so. I'm not positive.
Do you remember reading words on a page and this was
Yeah.
an interview that
Yeah.
took place?
Yeah.
Okay. And then, in fact, there was a second interview that you did with law enforcement again, right?
Yes.
And this time, Brian Verney was there, but also Trooper Lewis Williams was there, and he conducted the interview, right?
Yes.
And again, that was at a police station, right?
Yes.
And recorded again on body camera, right?
Yes.
And that time you brought a lawyer with you,
Yes.
Pam Rogers, right?
Yes.
Is she present in the courtroom today?
No, she is not.
Okay. And you brought her and you participated in another but longer interview. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
And to your knowledge, a transcript would have been made eventually of that longer interview. Do you remember that? And have you had a chance sometime prior to your testimony to review that transcript?
I believe I have, yes.
Okay. All right. So just starting with some basics. So you said presently 64 years old, right? And you grew up in Seabrook.
Yes.
And you still live there?
Yes.
And do you own the space you live in?
Yes.
Is that a trailer style home?
Yes.
Okay. And growing up, you, as an adult, you became a hairdresser
Yes.
and worked as a hairdresser for many, many years.
Yes.
And then eventually worked in the salon in more of an all-purpose capacity. Is that right?
Yes.
By the time Leroy passed away, 2022, were you working still as a hairdresser or had you transitioned to... Yeah. Had you transitioned to your more all-purpose role, if you remember?
I was the all-purpose role.
In 2022?
Yes.
Okay. And I think you testified on direct examination that the first time you met Leroy Fowler was about 20 years before any relationship with him blossomed. Is that fair to say?
Yeah. Yeah.
And you mentioned on direct examination something about a Keno place. Is that right?
Yes.
Do you remember having a girlfriend or somebody who was inviting you to play cards or poker and you decided to go and Leroy ended up being there at that time?
That's not how it went.
Okay.
It was a gentleman, and his name was Brett, and he was on Facebook saying he was going to have a Texas Hold'em game, and I knew Brett.
Okay, so it was Brett, not Bev.
Yes.
Okay. So, and you agreed to go.
I said, yeah. I said, I'll come there, and I'll win every game.
And you met Leroy, right? He was there.
No, I didn't physically go there.
Oh, you didn't go there?
No, not at all.
Did you meet Leroy Fowler in connection with that game?
Yeah, well, that's how he seen my name, he said, was through that text.
And was there an occasion where when you first met, you spent the night together as just friends on a couch?
Yes.
Okay, was that in connection with that game or later?
That was way before.
Way before the game?
Yes.
Okay. So before that game even occurred, you had met Leroy Fowler on a prior occasion. Is that right?
Yeah.
How many years prior to your relationship with him was that?
Oh, geez, many.
30 or 40?
Probably 30.
Okay, so just to kind of get my bearing, so 30 or so years before any relationship. You had met him on an occasion.
Yeah.
And was that so what was the nature of that occasion?
It was social.
So, okay, social. Yeah. And you guys hit it off on that occasion, ended up sleeping on a couch together.
Yes.
As friends.
Yes.
And then didn't reconnect again. Is that fair?
How does that happen?
Right.
Just as friends.
And the next time you reconnected was on this poker game. Is that right? Or he saw you relative to that?
That's when he saw my name, yes.
Okay. But you still hadn't reconnected in person, right?
No.
So when was the first time you reconnected in person?
I would say days after that phone call when he texted me through Facebook.
Okay, so if I've got this right, there was a poker game being started on Facebook.
Yeah.
And he saw that you were in the mix for that.
Yes.
And at some point he just called you?
He texted me, I believe.
He texted you?
Yeah.
Okay.
He didn't have my number.
And you hadn't spoken to him in many, many years?
No.
Not since the
and
couch incident.
that text was the start of what became your relationship with him. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
Okay. Where were you living at that time?
At my home, 238 Waltham Road, Seabrook.
Okay. And did he approach you as sort of a person to potentially have a relationship with or ask you out on a date at some point? How did it go from the first text to the first date?
He kind of as, not a first date, but, kind of going that way.
Okay, and eventually did something along the lines of a first date happen?
Yeah.
And so you started seeing Leroy Fowler at that point, right?
Yes.
And that, you had said that you were in a relationship with him for about 8 years. He died in 2022. So do you think that relationship started in 2014 or so?
Yes.
And was on and off for the next 8 years is how you described it, right?
Yes.
And at some point during that relationship, did you become aware that, in fact, he was living with someone named Judy Church?
Yes.
He had another girlfriend.
Yes.
How long were you in the relationship with Mr. Fowler before you realized that he was living with Judy Church?
Within the first year, probably the first 6 months.
Okay, so it's fair to say for somewhere around 6 months or maybe even as long as a year, you didn't know that Judy Church existed.
No.
You didn't know her from any other circles.
Nope.
And as far as you knew, you were starting this relationship with Leroy Fowler.
Yes.
And continuing that relationship, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you found out at some point that he was in a much more serious relationship with this woman, Judy Church.
Yes.
And that he lived with her,
Yes.
right? And you came to know a decent amount about Judy Church, right?
Yes.
You knew that Judy had a husband named Rusty, right?
Yes.
And that Leroy had a woman, I don't think he was married, but Julie Hawkins, you know who that is?
Yes.
And that eventually Leroy and Julie Hawkins broke up.
Yes.
And that Leroy and Judy got together.
Yes.
And when they first got together, they were living in Rusty's house. And Judy's house.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Well, he was at first.
Not at first, but then he moved in. Well, he moved in as a tenant, right?
And then he moved Julie in.
Moved Julie in.
Yeah.
And
downstairs.
Downstairs.
He was working on their downstairs apartment.
Okay, so wait, I'm not talking about 108 Central Ave. I'm talking about
No,
the
I'm
house
not.
that Rusty and Judy owned and lived in.
That's
as
the house
husband
I'm
and wife.
talking about.
So let me ask the next question here. So what you also learned was that Judy and Leroy left those relationships to start their own relationship.
Yes.
And that Judy left her husband.
Yes.
And they had a son together. You know his name is Douglas.
Yes.
And that they moved out together and then started to, purchased and started to work on 108 Central Ave, right?
Yes.
All right. And you know that property.
Yeah.
You've been to that property.
I've been by it, yes.
Well, you've been in the tenant area in the back, the
Yes,
cottage.
one time, yes.
Okay. And you went in that cottage when Leroy and Judy were in Florida?
No, Leroy was with me. I'm not sure where she was.
Okay.
A friend of mine lived there.
Yeah, cousin?
Yeah, it was his cousin,
This
not
is
mine.
so
Leroy's cousin.
convoluted.
Okay. And so the two of you, Judy was away,
Yes,
and the two of you went to Judy's house.
to that cottage, yes.
It was her cottage,
Yes,
and you went inside and spent time.
yes.
Just
Did
watch
you ever
some
go into the
TV.
main house?
Like Netflix and chill, or
Okay. So you also, Judy becomes a rival. Is that fair to say?
In the beginning, yes.
Yeah. Well, she left her family to be with Leroy, right?
Yes,
And you came on the scene, and suddenly there was a triangle, right?
yes,
And you started to refer to Judy as grandma,
yes.
right?
buckle up.
And that wasn't a compliment, right?
No,
That was meant to be insulting, right?
per se, yes,
And she referred to you as the C word. You learned
Yes.
that, right?
yes,
And Leroy would tell you that that's what she referred to you as.
Yes.
Because you never talked to her in that era.
no,
He would just tell you, Judy calls you the C word.
yes,
And so we've got Leroy sort of in the middle, and now he's living with Judy, right? You come on the scene, you learn about Judy, right? And you can, yes?
yes,
And you continue this relationship with Leroy.
yes,
And you start to refer to Judy as grandma.
yes,
And you start to form some more opinions about her as a rival in terms of Leroy's affections, right?
yes,
And you believe that Judy comes from money,
yes,
and that her sister is a psychiatrist, and her other sister is a professor,
yes,
and that she has, you think, 2 master's degrees,
yes,
and that she owns rental properties from when she was married to Rusty back in Everett, right?
yes,
And that she had sold those and come into cash.
yes,
And as a result, Judy had, in your mind, financial strength that you didn't have at that
yes,
time.
yes,
And she was in a position to buy things that you couldn't buy, right? And is it fair to say that when you met Leroy, he was working construction,
yes,
he was riding a motorcycle,
yes,
right? His health appeared, when you first started dating him, pretty good,
yes,
kind of a rugged guy.
yeah,
But over the years, like everybody, he declined some, right?
yeah,
He had heart issues,
yeah,
he got a pacemaker,
yes,
he had back issues,
yes,
hip issues,
yes,
Achilles issues. You remember his
yes,
Achilles?
yes,
Yeah. A host of other issues that he would go to the doctor for, right?
yes,
And eventually he was unable to work, so he got himself on disability income, right?
yes,
And food stamps.
yes,
Had a food card.
yes,
And so it appeared to you that he was somewhat financially dependent on grandma, on Judy.
yes,
And then, so was the relationship that he lived with her for stability, and then whenever he got bored with her, he would come visit you for fun.
yes.
All right. And he would just come and go as he wanted, right?
Not pretty much as he wanted, but as much as I allowed. I mean,
Well,
he would come and then we'd talk and then he'd leave and just went back and forth that way.
you told the police that if you locked the door, he would just kick it in.
Yes.
So you didn't have the ability to just stop him on your own.
No.
And he wouldn't oftentimes announce his presence like, hey, I'm coming over for a few days. He would just show up when he was in the mood to.
Yes.
And you would welcome him in and spend time with him.
Yes.
And you knew that Judy didn't like this.
Yes.
You knew it was hurting her, right?
Yeah.
You knew that she had given up her family for this guy.
I didn't really think about all that.
Well, you know Judy.
Yeah. Well,
You know she gave up her family for Leroy.
Yes.
You know Leroy was living with her.
Yes.
You know financially she was providing the money to keep Leroy afloat,
Yes.
right? And she's waiting back at her house where she lives with Leroy but he was just going to your house anyway.
Yes.
For years. Right?
Yes.
Did you give some thought to how that affected, or how that would affect Judy?
I would say sometimes.
Did you like the relationship you had with Leroy in that dynamic?
No.
Did you want more?
No.
You said you accepted a marriage proposal 2 times, right?
Yes.
Okay. So you said yes because you wanted more in the relationship and wanted to take the place of Judy, right?
I just wanted it to be he and I, yes.
Right. So you wanted it to be you and Leroy, right?
Yes. Yes.
Judy wanted it to be her and Leroy.
Yes.
And the two of you guys pretty much hated each other virtually, right?
Yes.
You weren't communicating with her.
No.
And she wasn't communicating with you.
No.
And you would see each other in very random occasions, right?
Yes.
You remember Leroy had a black motorcycle?
Yes.
And Judy used to ride on the back of that?
Yes.
And you used to ride on the back of that?
Yes.
You remember one time when Judy saw you riding on that motorcycle?
Yes.
You remember the white motorcycle that she bought for Leroy after that incident?
Yes.
So when she saw you riding on the back of Leroy's motorcycle that she bought for him, the black one,
Yes.
because she didn't want to sit in the same seat, she was so mad, she bought him another one,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
That's awesome.
And Judy and Leroy had a dog named Salt, right?
Yes.
It was a rescue dog.
Yes.
A big dog that they adopted together when they were starting their little family, right?
Yes.
Because they weren't having kids at that age.
No.
So they got a dog.
Yes.
And they moved that dog into 108 Central Ave.
Yes.
But Leroy used to bring the dog over to your house.
Occasionally.
And you knew Judy didn't like that.
I didn't really think about it.
In fact, you learned on one occasion that Judy made Leroy shampoo the dog to clean him because he had just been at your house. Right?
Now that you say it, yes.
Yeah. This is what Leroy would tell you as well. This is how you learn this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. He would come to you and snitch on her.
Yes.
Yeah. Kind of playing one person off the other, right?
Pretty much.
Kept his position nice and strong.
Yes.
There was even a voodoo doll. You remember that?
Yes.
Did it work? Do we have the actual doll? Or are we bringing in the, hopefully not the doll, just the picture? This is the defense attorney. He's allowed to lead, and he's leading very well. Because there's some things he definitely does not want her to say.
Okay. So there came to be, at some point, a voodoo doll, if you want to call it that, a sock doll with your name on it, right? And I'm putting on the overhead Exhibit 7, right? Do you recognize that?
Yes.
All right, so the way you recognize that is actually Leroy showed that to you.
Yes.
Again, he's letting you know, even though Barbara didn't communicate that with you, right? I'm sorry, Judy didn't communicate that to you.
No.
But he's letting you know, oh, wow, Judy's really mad and hurt, right?
Yes.
And your name is on this. It says Barb, right?
Yes.
And he even told you, Leroy told you, that Judy wants me to get some of your hair to put on here.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
But Judy never tried to approach you with this or do anything with this, right?
No.
And this was many years before Leroy died.
Not many. I would say within the last couple.
At least 2 years before.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so these things would happen, these insults, whether it's Salt or whether it's the motorcycle or a doll, but nothing physically happened between you and Judy.
No.
And you wouldn't start texting each other the bad names you had for each other or the like during that era.
No.
So for 8 years, you were separated rivals, virtual rivals, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, you were aware at some point when you were dating Leroy that he had a tattoo of the word Judy on his heart, right?
Yes. Yes.
And
it gets better.
You made him remove that tattoo.
Yes.
And in fact, he did remove the Judy tattoo, right?
Yes.
And you were aware through Leroy that Judy had a tattoo of Leroy on her side.
Yes.
And so you made him remove that tattoo as a condition of his marriage proposal to you, right?
No.
That you weren't going to marry somebody with another woman's name on his heart.
No.
And in fact, you don't remember it that way?
No.
And didn't you videotape that marriage proposal and he shows you that, look, I don't have Judy on my heart anymore?
Yes.
Okay. So that did happen. He removed the tattoo at your request and then got down on a knee and proposed to you.
Not in that day like that, no.
Well, it takes a little while to remove a tattoo.
He removed it, probably the day before.
Okay.
But it wasn't my threat to him, I won't marry you until you remove her name.
Well, you hadn't married him or said you would marry him while that tattoo was on him.
He hadn't asked me.
And the very next day after he removes it, he asked you to marry him.
Yes.
And you say yes, but you never get married.
No.
Now, are you aware also that Judy hung a picture of you on the refrigerator of the house? There were two refrigerators in the house, right? The main refrigerator, and then Leroy kept a second refrigerator.
Yes.
And you're aware of that second refrigerator. Did you ever see it?
No.
Do you know what he kept in it?
No.
Okay. And that was a picture that Judy had found where you weighed about 200 pounds from a previous time in your life, right?
Yes.
And she hung that up with arrows, sort of pointing in an insulting way at
Yes.
calling you fat. Is that right?
She had arrows pointing to bad hair day, bad legs.
Right. And that was 4 years prior when that picture was up to Leroy to 2022.
I don't know if it was 4 years, but yes.
Okay.
It was prior.
All right. So you don't have a memory of whether that was 4 years ago, right?
Not really. I
All right.
mean, it did happen.
If I showed you your transcript, might that refresh your memory?
Yes.
All right. Second interview, page 20. Can I approach on?
Yes, you may.
All right, I'm just going to show you a transcript here of your second interview, page 20. And just read those sections and take your time and look up when you're done.
Okay.
Okay. Does that refresh your memory that in fact it was 4 years prior to 2022 that picture was up on the house at Judy's house?
Yes.
And that's what you had told police at the time of one of your interviews, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, 2022, well, you testified on direct examination about a trip to Florida that Judy and Leroy made when he flew back and you picked him up at an airport, right?
Yes.
Is that Logan Airport?
Yes.
Okay, that was one of several trips to Florida, right?
Yes.
And in 2022, they made a much longer trip to Florida, right?
Yes.
That's when they bought the Florida house.
Yes.
And you became aware that house was purchased.
Yes.
And in fact, it was your thinking that Judy timed that trip so that he would be away from you on your birthday in February, right?
Yes.
Your birthday's February 14th.
Yes.
They had gone down actually the very end of December of 2021,
Yes.
around Christmas. He was gone. And he wasn't home for your birthday.
You look good. No.
So he left in December with Judy, and he was there in January,
Yes,
and he was there in February, right?
I got, yeah.
And then March.
Listening for coughs.
They bought a house during this trip,
Yes,
and you know Judy paid cash for that house.
yes,
And they bought Leroy came home in a big black, I think, Dodge Ram pickup truck, right?
yes,
And Judy paid cash for that for him.
yes,
And that became Leroy's truck.
yes,
And Leroy and Judy co-owned that house in Florida.
yes.
And when they came back, it would have been end of March, somewhere in that ballpark.
I guess, yeah.
All right. And this caused a rift between you and Leroy that was ongoing throughout the year of 2022, right?
Yes,
Okay. And that year became very tumultuous for you two. Would you agree with that?
yeah,
And you started having, with Leroy, big fights and lots of breakups starting in May of 2022, right?
we always did, yes.
Okay.
She's looking over at Judy. Maybe not yet. Maybe she's looking at the gallery.
Okay. And on one occasion, he was also accusing you of being with someone named Kenny.
Yes,
That was in May of 2022, right?
if you say so, yes.
Well-
Yeah, I mean, he did. I'm not sure what month it was.
May I approach, Your Honor?
Yes, you may.
He
If I
did.
showed you text messages
Kenny?
between you and Leroy in May of 2022, would that potentially refresh your memory?
Yeah, of the month.
All right. So, these are some text messages. You referred to Leroy in your contacts as ex-Leroy, correct?
Yes,
And you see here that he was, well, read this to yourself, please.
this
The blue
one.
text is from Leroy, green is your reply.
So you're using them to refresh her recollection. Are you going to admit them?
Okay,
Because you told her what they are first.
Does that refresh your memory that in May of 2022, Leroy was at least accusing you of being with someone named Kenny?
yeah, I said yes to that. I just wasn't sure of the month.
That's what I said, May
Yes.
2022.
Yes.
That's the month it was.
Yes,
And that led to some significant arguing and a breakup, right?
it always did.
It always did. But you got back together, right?
Yes,
And in June, another fight occurred that led to another separation breakup between you guys, right?
yes,
And that one centered around him doing Percocets. Do you remember that?
yeah.
Did he have?
We probably had an argument over it. I'm not sure of the months.
Okay. He had an ongoing problem with Percocets, right?
Not ongoing. He got them prescribed from the doctor.
Okay. Well, he got them anyway, right?
Well, for pain, yes.
Yeah. And did he get any from you?
Me, no.
Okay. So if I suggested to you that on June 26, 2022, you texted to him, you don't give a fuck about me. Hope you enjoyed the perks. You just use me because you've always put me second. Does that sound familiar?
Yeah,
I don't think those
so,
perks are Percocets.
I'll just approach and see.
There may have been other perks in their relationship that she was referring to.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
So does that refresh your memory that you had sent him that message in June? In fact, June 26th of 2022?
Yes.
And that was in connection with another breakup, right?
Yes.
And you testified on direct examination that you never knew whether this breakup was going to be the real breakup or whether you would reconcile, right?
Right. Yes.
They felt real at the time.
Yes.
There was another breakup in July. Do you remember that?
Yes.
You do? Okay. And
said we were always breaking up.
okay, so you don't doubt that. And that,
No.
that, again, you texted him, F you, Leroy, enjoy Florida. Go to Florida.
Yes.
And this started to emerge as a thing because you were aware that there was a plan for Judy and Leroy to relocate to Florida permanently.
Yes.
And so in 2022, that became another issue between you and Leroy.
One of many, yes.
One of many. Now, August of 2022 was a rough month for Leroy. Is that correct?
Yeah.
He was using cocaine, right?
Yeah.
He was using Percocets, right?
I don't know at that point. In August of 22?
Yeah.
No. Not that I am aware of. That I know of.
I'm going to show you a text message from you to him right here, August 24th.
Okay.
Okay. That text message from you to him is, I need some money. I can get you Coke and Perks.
Did I say Coke? Cookies, I meant.
You meant cookies.
Yeah, not cocaine.
So you meant cookies and Percocets,
Yeah.
not cocaine and Percocets.
No.
And you needed money to buy cookies.
For what?
You needed money to buy cookies.
No. It was just a fun phrase I used.
Okay, but the message says, I need
Cookies
money.
and Percocet.
$2
Yes,
signs.
yes,
I can get you
yes.
Cook, meaning Coke, and Perks.
No, I didn't mean Coke. I meant cookies was just a phrase I would use, calling them that.
So just Perks.
Yeah.
All right. Leroy was also, you described him as not a drinker, but by August of 2022, he was having episodes of drunkenness, right?
I seen one.
Okay.
Now,
What did you see?
he had showed up at my house again, obliviated.
Yeah.
But that was really the only I ever seen him drunk.
Okay.
He wasn't a known drinker at all.
Right. But there was this one time you saw him in August where he looked drunk to you.
Yes,
And you drink alcohol, right?
yes,
Okay. So he had all the hallmarks of a drunk at that time. Slurring his speech, smelled like alcohol, right?
well, nobody smelled, but yes,
Okay. You had no doubt he was drunk.
yeah,
And you would, and that was a relatively new phenomenon.
yeah,
Him drinking to that excess.
yeah,
And then there was another occasion not long after that where he had a blackout episode where he went to Newburyport overnight, didn't remember how he got there, where he was, who he was with, what he had done, and contacted you to help get his motor day, right?
Ghosts.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
So there was this time you observed him being drunk, right? Right?
Yeah.
And now there's this other time that he talks about this blackout episode in Newburyport, right?
Yes.
In September,
Fast.
he was violent towards you, correct?
Yes.
He hit you, and he pulled your hair,
Yes.
and he threw you down.
Yes.
Was that the first time he had been physically violent towards you?
Pretty much.
So there had been others?
No, not to that extent. No.
That was the worst one.
Yeah.
So by the time you get to September, your relationship is hitting an all-time low.
Yes, it always was.
And you're breaking up again with him, right?
Yes.
Defense is showing motive here.
But then reconciling again sometime later than that, right?
Yeah.
Are they going to get the third
In
party
October.
culprit?
Okay.
Is that right?
Yeah. I mean, like I said, we did it all the time. I don't know what months to what months.
And in these breakups now, as you started getting closer, you were aware that Leroy and Judy were going to move to Florida.
Yes.
And that they had at least started putting that plan in motion with respect to packing, right?
Yes.
And that part of your fights with Leroy was, go to Florida. I'm all done with you.
Yes.
And he would text back or communicate with you, I'm going to Florida.
Yes.
Right? And the bitterness still ensued between you and Judy in the background.
Yes.
You'd say, go to Florida with that grandma.
Yes.
She'll take care of you with her money. Stuff like that. Right?
I don't know if I went to that extent, but yes.
Okay, that was the sense behind it, right? And then on November 5th, Leroy sent you a text message that was a breakup text message from him to you, where he said to you, the trailer's all packed and I'm leaving.
Yes.
That was November 5th, right?
Okay.
Do you remember it that way?
I remember it being said. I don't remember the dates.
But it was right there in that time period.
Okay.
And then, well,
now we find out the lawyer was also involved in this triangle. From him to me. I mean, to you. Oops. It's getting pretty twisted. The judge isn't impressed with the delay. I'm impressed the judge is looking in the pink today. He's in the pink, so.
okay.
I'm not going to argue about
So he
semantics.
texts you on November 5th. Okay, I promise you never ever will, that he means see me again. This is the last time you'll ever hear from me. Goodbye.
Okay.
Remember that? And I'll just show you the text message, which is in blue.
Was it the last time?
You remember the message, but the date is on there as well.
Yes.
Okay. So that was November 5th, right?
Okay.
Yes?
Yes.
And that was the last breakup. Right?
Yes.
You had him blocked for a while, but you texted him back, leave me alone, fuck you, do what you have done the last 3 beautiful days, fuck you, told you this time's different, done.
Yes.
And that was your final breakup text to him on November 8th, right? And after that, you never saw him again.
No.
There was that one episode that the prosecutor and you described in direct examination where he had come, he seemed to be following you around, right?
Yes.
You were going out to lunch with your girlfriend's grandson, Liam?
Yes.
And told Leroy, follow me if you want, right?
I said, you can follow me if you want, yes.
Yeah. And was that an episode where he smashed up your fence?
Yes.
What happened?
My girlfriend came home and we left and we went out. He followed us to my house and I got out of my car. I had seen him behind her car following us. So I went to the lights, went home fast, got out of my car, locked it. She pulled in and I jumped in her car and then we left and went out for the night. And when I came home, my whole fence was smashed in. Not damaged, but just like pushed over.
And did it appear a motor vehicle struck it?
Yes. I knew he had done it.
Yeah. Was he drunk?
I didn't see him. Okay. No, I'd say no, but.
And in the aftermath of that was the text I just read to you about being done, right?
Yes.
And after that breakup, as far as you knew, the plan was he was moving to Florida with Judy, and everything was packed, and he was going on his birthday or that weekend.
Yes.
And that would have meant, from her perspective, she finally outlasted you.
Yes.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Ms. Strasnick.
Thank you. Is it fair to say that when you and Leroy would fight and break up, it was because he was jealous of other men that he thought you were with?
Yes.
He wasn't leaving you and breaking up with you because he was in love with Judy, was he?
No.
He just didn't want you to be with anybody else.
Right.
Because he wanted to be with you.
Yes.
And this fight that you were just asked about on November 5th, he did come back to your house after that, after it was done, on the day that you took Liam to lunch, right?
I seen him that day. That was the last time I'd physically seen him.
And you were asked about the black motorcycle. Judy saw you driving on his black motorcycle, so she bought him a new one?
Yes, because I had rode on his black one.
What did she do to that?
Objection. Sidebar, please.
Yes.
Objection, sidebar. What did she do to the motorcycle? What did she do to the motorcycle that you rode on? Wow. Whole testimony helps prove motive. Apparently they both had motive. It does sound like Leroy was interested in Barbara for the relationship, whether it be physical or fun, and used Judy as a sugar mama. Judy was his access to money. Ninus, I haven't printed it yet. This weekend was just so busy. I got like no sleep. I was up by 5 o'clock in the morning. Didn't get teardown done till almost 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Then had to drive an hour each way up to fix a couple computers and a printer up in Rocky Mount. And drive back. Didn't get home till after 8. It's just been, yeah, it's been a bit of a weekend. It takes so much energy to have drama like this. You waste a ton of energy on drama like this. Anna Banana. Yes, we're working on this. We're actually using them for, I think we're going to use them for awards, but Ninnis has helped me designing one, and I'm going to be printing it and then possibly getting some nameplates made for them. New task, counting knot-offs. Samantha, oh my goodness. I'm going to keep you busy today. I'm tired just a bit. Just a bit tired. I don't have any Mountain Dew in my house. 0 Mountain Dew.
Ms. Strasser.
You said that there was a rivalry between you and Judy only at the beginning. Why was that?
Because after that, I felt bad for her. I thought it was pathetic what was going on.
And is that how you felt up until and through Leroy's death, that what was going on between the two of you with Leroy was pathetic?
Yeah.
And you were asked about text messages, correct?
Yes.
Is it fair to say that at some point the Massachusetts State Police asked you if they could search your phone and do a download of the phone?
Yes.
And you consented to let them do that?
Yes.
You cooperated with them?
Yes.
Did you also cooperate with them and provide a DNA sample when it was requested?
Yes.
You were asked about having an attorney present for that second interview by the name of Pam Rogers. Is that correct?
Yes.
How do you know Pam?
She comes into the hair salon where I work at.
Why did you bring her to that interview?
Just for backup, just to make sure, I've never been through anything like this in my life.
I want to, if I may approach, Your Honor?
Yes, you may.
Is it fair to say that, how did you have Judy's phone number in your phone?
From her, we exchanged numbers for different appointments and what have you, too.
No, sorry, Judy, not Pam. Judy.
Oh, I
What was the contact in your phone? Was it Grandma?
Yeah.
And at some point in August of 2022, did Grandma text you?
Yes.
Now I'll approach, Your Honor.
Only Funsies, thank you. I'm using these spicy diamond, blue diamond, bold, spicy dill pickle.
I'm just going to show you 3 text messages
Almonds.
from August 6, 2022.
To wake up.
Are those text messages that Grandma sent your phone?
Could you say that one more time, Ms. Strasnick? I was speaking to Ms. Draper.
Right, are these text messages that Grandma sent her cell phone on August 6, 2022?
August 6th?
Yes.
That was the judge. We're counting that one. It's not a cough, but it was. That was the cough. Oh, that was worse. That was bad. That was the judge. Looks like all these text messages come from one person. They're all on one side, all blue. Maybe no response.
Those are the text messages?
Yes.
If these could be marked as the next exhibit, please.
Any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
They may.
Exhibit 32, so marked.
And with the court search, I'm going to try to play them on the computer instead of the Elmo. I think they might be easier to see and read.
Okay.
So these are the text messages, and they're dated August 6, 2022, correct?
Yes.
And Grandma or the defendant had reached out to you and had a conversation with you about Leroy, right?
Yes.
And nowhere in the text messages are you writing back to her, correct?
No.
And she said, got 1 million more if you want them, but hey, keep the lie in sack. I've got a better life without him. I think you can relate. Is that correct?
Yes.
And then she sends you something that says, Leroy to me. I love you, hon. Promise I will get things done tomorrow so we can finally get back home. Is that correct?
Yes.
And then the last message from August 6, 2022 at 5:35 in the morning. He will tell you to block me. He's going to try to win you over with more lies. Tell you how horrid I am. Believe me when I say he tells horrid things about you too. He's playing us both with lies upon lie. He brought me to the Leo's ball game. He told me to do Leo's concert. He's a coward, plain and simple, and it's time we both toss him out. If you are unwilling, I completely understand. He's got you snowed. Me no more. Bye you will eventually. Did he tell you he loved you more than anyone ever? He only loves himself. Those are the messages that she sent?
Yes.
I have no further questions.
Could I have that exhibit? So just leave it on the screen, please. Yes, please. I just have a couple of follow-ups just on Exhibit 32, okay?
Yes.
So this was a rare communication from Judy Church to you via text message, right?
Yes.
And what had happened was Leroy was with you for one of those few days that you talked about, right?
Yes.
And Judy's hurt.
I guess, yeah.
And she's angry.
I guess.
And what that shows you is that the rivalry is still on.
Objection.
Sustained.
And in fact, she calls Leroy a coward for the way that he treats both of you women.
Yes.
She's right, isn't she?
Objection.
Sustained.
That was cowardly of him.
Objection.
That's how she looked at it.
Sustained.
I don't.
You don't have to answer that.
A real man would have made a choice.
Objection.
Mr. Scully, I will sustain the objection.
No further questions.
Mr. Scully
Thank you very much.
Doesn't care about the objection sustained, just
May I
plows
return the
ahead.
exhibit to the table?
Yes, you may.
Michael Hawkins?
Michael Hawkins up next. Ooh.
Do me a favor and stand on that blue line, okay?
If you face me and raise your right hand, please. Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give in the cause now in hearing shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth so help you God? You may be seated.
The courtroom flannel is approved.
Yes, sir.
Good morning, sir. In a nice loud voice, could you introduce yourself to the jury and spell your last name, please?
Michael Hawkins, Hawkins.
Sir, how old are you?
47,
And where do you live?
Salisbury.
Okay. And how long you lived in Salisbury?
Well, 25 years?
Okay, so for a lot of your life?
Yes.
Okay. Is that where did you grow up?
Lowell, Salisbury.
Okay. Are you doing any work right now?
Yeah, construction.
How long you been a construction worker, sir?
Since I was 15.
Okay. So that's kind of what you always do for work?
Yes.
All right. Now, is that like on your own or with a company?
On my own right now.
Any particular types of construction that you sort of specialize in or whatever?
Siding, framing, roofing.
Where did you learn to do that sort of work, sir?
From my stepdad, Leroy.
Oh. And so when you say Leroy, you're talking Leroy Fowler.
Yeah, Leroy Fowler, I guess you would say he's the second.
Okay. And it has been a little confusing at parts during the trial because of the junior, senior, the third kind of thing. So you thought of Leroy, your stepdad, you called him as Leroy Fowler Jr.?
Yeah.
Okay. And his son, Leroy, as Leroy the third?
So Little Leroy is the youngest.
Okay.
Big Leroy was the middle, and then Old Man Leroy was the older one.
The grandfather?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's how they were referred to.
All right, and just for ease of communications today, if I say Leroy and it's not clear which one I'm talking about, please let me know if you're confused.
Yes.
But I will try to remember to say Big Leroy, meaning Leroy Fowler, your stepdad, okay?
All right.
All right. And so how did you first meet Big Leroy?
So I met Big Leroy through a friend of mine, Danny Bonds, which is Leroy the Third's brother.
Okay.
I was friends with him, and then I became friends with his mom, then eventually Leroy.
Okay.
Little Leroy.
And you said you're currently 47, is that right?
Yes.
All right. And if Leroy were still alive today, he would be about 58 or 59, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. So he wasn't that much old, 10, 11 years older than you.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you still kind of thought him as your stepdad?
Yeah. Well, my dad died young, and he was in my life the longest. At first, I didn't. He was more of a friend, but.
And what was it about his relationship? Did he ended up having a relationship with your mom?
Yeah.
And who was your mom?
My mom was Julie Hawkins.
Okay. And so Big Leroy and Julie had a relationship for a number of years. Is that fair to say?
15, 17 years,
Okay.
something like that.
And did you live with them during the course of their relationship, or were you old enough that you had sort of moved on to your
In
own?
and out.
In and out?
In and out. But for a while, I was living there. Pretty much when Little Leroy Jr. came to live, the third,
Yep.
I kind of went on my own. It was a small place.
Sure. Okay. And so you said that Big Leroy taught you a lot of the construction work that you know today. Is that fair?
Yeah.
How did he, how was it that he came to sort of teach you that stuff?
Brought me to work. I was getting in trouble. Never really stopped getting in trouble, but I used to get in trouble a lot, and he said, you got to work. If you're not going to go to school, you're not going to, you're going to stay here, you got to work.
Okay. And so he took you to the jobs that he was doing, back 10, 15, 20 years ago, or even more than that?
Yeah.
Okay. And you just kept doing that sort of work as you
Yeah, I
got
liked
older?
it. I enjoy it.
Okay. Now, in the time frame just before Mr. Fowler's Big Leroy's death, were you seeing him? Were you guys in contact during that time frame?
Yeah, we were in contact, not as much as we used to be, but we were definitely in contact. He had worked with us in Vermont. We were building a grow facility up there. He worked there with us. I worked on his house. I did some bending some metal and putting fascia and rake on and stuff like that.
When you say his house, are you talking
Well, his and Judy's owned together.
Okay, so the one over on Salisbury Beach on
Yeah,
Central Ave.
Yes.
Okay.
They're
And
doing
you
a grow
mentioned
facility?
that he was doing some work with you
Weed farm?
up in Vermont.
Yeah.
What were you guys? What were you building up in Vermont?
We were building a grow facility, like marijuana grow facility.
Okay. And were you staying up in Vermont during the time frame that you were building this house, or were you just driving up there?
We
every
would
day?
drive up, stay a couple days, and then come back.
And did you and Big Leroy drive up together?
Yes.
Okay. Now, during one of those drives, did Big Leroy tell you something that he was sort of concerned about regarding his relationship with Judy?
Yeah, he said he thought she was poisoning him.
Okay. And do you remember what time frame that was in relation to his death? So he died on died on November 13th, 2022. Do you remember about when that was in relation to the?
Let's say maybe October.
Okay. And was that on one of these drives that you were talking about?
Yeah,
up to
it was a
Vermont?
long drive. It was like a 2-hour drive there, 2.5 hours. So, we would talk, and it came up in conversation,
Okay. And did he tell you sort of the symptoms that he was feeling as a result of, not feeling well?
He said his stomach was bloated, stomach pains, dizziness.
No, I'm going to overrule that. But I want to give the jury an instruction about the statement that was just attributed to Mr. Fowler by Mr. Hawkins. So I want to give what's known as a limiting instruction. regarding this testimony that you just heard from Mr. Hawkins. I gave an instruction earlier. You may recall when Tammy Carbone, Mr. Fowler's sister, was testifying, and she related at that time a statement that she said Miss Church had made to her, which included something that Mr. Fowler purportedly had said to Miss Church. It's for you to determine whether and to what extent you credit the testimony that you've just heard of Mr. Hawkins regarding this statement that he says Mr. Fowler made, just as it was up to you to determine whether you credited Ms. Carbone's statement, or testimony rather, about Ms. Church's statement. But to whatever extent that you do credit Mr. Hawkins' testimony, you may only consider the statement that he has attributed to Mr. Fowler for a limited purpose, which is as evidence of Mr. Fowler's state of mind prior to his death. You may consider Mr. Fowler's state of mind in assessing whether or not he ingested ethylene glycol knowingly and intentionally, but you may not consider the statement for the truth of his stated belief regarding the defendant, Miss Church, and her conduct. That would be an impermissible and forbidden use of that evidence, and it would be unfair to Miss Church. So you may only consider that statement for that one limited, narrow purpose. Now, Mr. Camellia is going to ask Mr. Hawkins about some additional statements. These other statements don't have that same limiting instruction. I just want to make that clear. You consider these for whatever purposes you think are relevant. Go ahead, Mr. Camellia.
So you were getting ready to describe for us, sir, the symptoms that Mr. Fowler told you he was having at that time that you had the conversation about the poisoning when he said he was sick.
He was just saying that he would feel dizzy, his stomach was bloated, diarrhea, throwing up. You know, just I think that's about it.
Did he mention having a hard time breathing?
Yeah, he did say he was having a little bit of a hard time breathing.
All right. And so you guys were you staying together at a hotel or a motel out there?
Yeah.
And did you make any observations that night of any what appeared to be health problems he was having at that point?
Yeah, he was having a hard time breathing that night. He was having a terrible time breathing, moaning in his sleep. Yeah, I checked. I got up and checked on him once because it was, it was kind of. But then the next day he was a little bit under the weather, but he seemed all right. He seemed like he was breathing fine.
Okay. Now, I had asked you when that conversation took place, and you said you thought maybe sometime October. Is that right?
Yeah, I think so. So we had gone up there twice.
Let me stop you for 1 sec. Right. You remember talking to the police on November 12th, 2022. Do you remember that, having that conversation with the police? Yes. And that was recorded. You're aware that was being recorded. Page 5. I got it. Okay. And if I were to show you that that transcript from that conversation with the police, would that help you remember exactly when that conversation took place?
Yes, it would.
All right. Let me just point you to page 5, and starting right here. Just read that to yourself.
The coughs are less, but they're worse. Maybe what would help?
Okay.
Is if
Does that
somebody
help refresh your memory about
made a collection of all the judge's
how long
coughs
before
in one video.
Leroy died that this conversation took place?
The coughs are fewer.
And what was it, sir?
It was, I would say, probably towards the end of October.
Okay. All right. Now, the week that Leroy, Mr. Fowler ended up going to the hospital on November 11th and died on November 13th. The week leading up to that, and again, I'm talking about Big Leroy here, obviously.
Yes.
Had you seen him at all during that week?
I think I seen him a couple of times. So I like I said, I did work over at the house, and then they were giving me a van. He was giving me his van, and for payment for doing the work, kind of like payment, but.
Sorry, I didn't hear what that was.
He was kind of giving me his van for payment for doing the work.
Okay.
I didn't need the van, but he didn't want it anymore, so it was kind of like doing him a favor and kind of doing me a favor at the same time.
Okay. What kind of work did you do on the house?
I put aluminum I bent aluminum metal to put up on the fascia and rakes, fixed some of the stuff that was dented on the house, just kind of repairs,
Okay.
Fix
And-
maybe the gutter.
And where was this white van that he was going to give you?
It was not, I'm not sure if it's their driveway, but a driveway right out front of the house. If you look to the right, there's a driveway that's all sand.
All
It's
right.
parked there.
And did the van need any work to sort of
Transmission, there was something wrong with the transmission. It was leaking, so it needed a line. I ended up putting a line on it and stuff like that.
And did you and Leroy have a conversation about what work you were going to need to do on the van to sort of
Yeah, he told me it needed oil change, that there was some rot. Not sure exactly what the van needed. I didn't end up really doing any of it and get rid of it, so.
All right. Did was working on cars or vans or motorcycles something that you and Mr. Fowler, Big Leroy, used to do together?
Yeah, we would, here and there, not all the time, but if something broke on a car or my mother's car or something, he would either fix it or ask me to go fix it, or if I didn't know how, he would show me, or...
So he would actually teach you how to do some of
Yeah.
the repairs to the vehicles and stuff?
Yeah.
All right. Now, over the course of now we're talking 6 to 8 years before Mr. Fowler's death, did you get the chance to observe him with both Judy? Did you know who Judy Church was?
Not until my mother passed.
Okay, but after, your mom passed in 2017.
Yes.
correct? And after that, did you meet Judy Church?
Yes.
Okay, and did you know what the nature of her relationship with Big Leroy
Yeah.
was?
I knew of the relationship between them before they passed, but I didn't know her.
Okay.
Me and my mother weren't talking, or I wasn't talking to Leroy at that point in time.
Okay. Well, so I'm talking about after that. Did you get? So you knew who Judy was?
Yes.
And did you know that he was also seeing Barbara Randall?
Yes.
Okay. And did you get the opportunity at some points in time to observe the two different relationships?
Objection, Judge.
He may answer yes or no if he did, but I may have to see counsel at sidebar. You may answer the question whether you had an opportunity
Yes.
to observe. Okay.
Okay. And how would you characterize the relationship? Let me see how I'm going to say this. How would you characterize how Judy acted towards
Is there an objection here?
towards Big Leroy, towards Mr. Fowler?
Objection, Judge.
All right. Let me see counsel at sidebar.
All right, so they're going to go to sidebar and figure this one out. And also get just one more shot at getting exposed to whatever the judge is sharing in the courtroom, which is a lot, even with the mask on. And by then, yes, this is it's a Massachusetts trial, Massachusetts versus Judy Church. Today, the camera is just a little bit crooked. A few minutes behind, but the coughing, while quite better today, is quite disgusting. Yes. The coughing is less often. Does that work? Red pen, can I say less often, but worse? Yes, that works. Okay. I wanted to use less, not fewer. Fewer is just so formal. Josh has exciting plans going on. So he's been here in chat though. He's been here. I try not to share what other people are doing without their permission. Josh is Chuck Norris today. Right, he did change his name in honor of the late Chuck Norris. I've heard that exciting, sure, yeah. I've heard that the family's actually having a tough time arranging the funeral. Nobody wants to try to bury Chuck. Knowing that even after death, he can still whoop you. So, I don't know. I honor Chuck Norris by telling jokes about how epic he was. Hopefully that doesn't offend anybody. Sometimes we have to do adult things like go to the bank or go shopping. I know it's terrible on those days, but we try to get through it. Waiting for the sidebar to come to the inevitable conclusion, which is ask your next question. Teresa, I got your card. I showed it earlier. It's this one. You can't see. Imagine everywhere that's brown is actually green. So you have to see it like. You have to see it like this. And it's a huge deal. Thank you, Teresa. I appreciate that. I also got one from Laura. Also pickle themed. The funny thing is the outside of the card you can't see, but you know it's there. And you're a certified delight. And even cooler than a cucumber, relish that compliment. I like them both. Thank you very much for the birthday wishes. Birthday's tomorrow. I just opened them early because I can't wait.
Happy birthday. You look good.
Judge Fleischer, thank you very much. Appreciate you stopping in just to wish me happy birthday. I know you're a busy man, but thanks for taking some time out. It means something coming from you. Haven't got a birthday card in many. Oh, no, only funsies? I'm sorry. Well, I offered to sing, but put yourself on the birthday list. I sing. Let's see. All right, am I going to sing happy birthday to myself? I actually talked to Mrs. Ari this morning about it, and she said, what do you want for your birthday? And I said, I want the family to come in and sing to me. And, of course,
now, sir,
yellow cake with chocolate. Upside down to both milk. That's also bad, Judge.
In the years after your mom died and Big Leroy was dating Judy, fair to say you spent time with both of them together? Is that fair?
I would say more with Barbara and Leroy
Okay.
than I did with Judy.
Okay. How many times? How often?
Judge, maybe he lean forward and speak into the mic, please.
Yes.
More with Barbara than Judy and Leroy.
How often would you go over to the house on Central?
I think I was there maybe 5 or 6 times, not too many times.
Okay. And did you have some conversations with Judy on some of those occasions when you went over to the house?
Yeah, a couple times.
Okay. And did you sometimes see both Barbara and Judy at various places around town?
Yeah.
Okay. Texted with Miss Church on occasion?
Yeah, I think so. Not very often. Not very often. I mean, there was a couple, but I don't even kind of remember what they were about.
Okay. And how would you characterize the relationship, the way that so just start with Miss Randall. How did Miss Randall act in her relationship with Big Leroy?
Judge, again, note my objection.
I do. You may answer.
I would say Barbara, she definitely wanted to be with Leroy, but, she could take it or leave it. If he was going to do what he was doing, then he could go back to Judy.
Okay. How about Judy? Did she feel the same way?
Judy was a little bit...
It's overruled. You may answer.
Judy, she was a little bit more aggressive, I would say. She would follow him around, drive by Barbara's house, show up places they were at.
Be stricken.
Let me just ask, are you saying that based on what she told you, or you saw? What's the basis for saying?
I've seen her drive by when I was there. I've watched her drive by.
Is that the basis for you saying she would drive by his house?
Yeah, Barbara's house.
All right, I will allow
I seen it once that she drove by.
Okay.
She went by, turned around, came back by.
I will allow that to stand. Next question, please.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Now,
There's a motion to strike, but the judge says it can stay.
did Leroy drink much?
Not much. As far he used to never drink, but then I think he started drinking a little bit. But I don't. He never drank with me, really. No.
Okay.
So
You knew that he used cocaine from time to time. Is that fair?
yeah.
Okay. What sort of drinks and food did he like?
Sugary drinks. He liked sugar. Chocolate milk, Pepsi, root beer, Powerade, Gatorade.
Did you ever know Leroy to take anything sort of in place of alcohol, or any random things in place of alcohol or cocaine?
No.
Did Leroy appear at all suicidal to you in that last week of his life?
Objection.
Overruled. You may give your perception if you saw anything about him that appeared suicidal.
No, maybe a little confused, but not suicidal. No.
Thank you. I don't have anything further, Judge.
Mr. Narkunis.
Thank you, Judge. You indicated that, Mr. Hawkins, you believe Judy Church drive by once when you were at Barbara's house.
Yeah.
And that would have been over the relationship was what, 10, 12 years?
Barbara and you.
Judy and Leroy Sr., right? And then the relationship started in 2012 with Barbara?
I don't know when any of the relationships started. I wasn't, like I said, I wasn't around at that point.
Years, right?
Yeah, I would say, yeah.
Many years, right?
Yeah.
Not 2 years, not 3 years, not 4 years, not 5 years, right?
I would say it would be many of years.
All thinking once you saw her drive by the home, right?
Once I was there, I wasn't there all the time.
That's obviously you couldn't see her drive by if you weren't there, sir, right?
I'm talking about, so I seen her one time when I was there, drive by.
Over all of the years that you visited to Barbara, correct?
I didn't visit Barbara for years. I had just met Barbara after my mother died in 2017.
And from 2017 to 2022 is 5 years, right?
Yep.
All right. So during that 5-year period, we're narrowing it down. When you were there, you saw her drive by once, you believe, right?
Yes.
And Barbara lives where, sir?
Walton Road, I believe.
And it's a common road within the city, in the town of Salisbury?
It sure is.
Okay. A lot of traffic go by on that road?
Yeah, there's a school there.
If you're going to other places or other events or other stores, you might get down that road?
I would say, yeah.
All right.
I would suppose, yeah, there's nothing down there besides the school. But yeah.
Now, in 2022, you went in and you gave a written statement, or you gave a recorded statement to the police department, correct?
Yeah.
November 12th, 2022, right?
Yeah.
And that took place at a private house, right?
Sure. Yeah.
And that was the home of Mr. Eaton, right?
Yes, it was.
And present also at that point in time was Leroy the Third, correct?
Yes.
Tammy Carbone, right?
I didn't see Tammy, no.
Tammy was there giving a statement that day?
She might have been there earlier in the day or maybe in another room. When I came in, the cop took me into a separate room. I came in the door, went into another room. I didn't.
Within the house, right?
Within the house,
All
yes.
on the same floor, right?
Yes. I don't know the layout of the house. It was my first time being in it, but yes.
Who called you to come to that meeting?
My little brother, little Leroy.
And Leroy, to your knowledge, had set up that meeting with the police, right?
Yeah, because I didn't want to come forward.
And you had had some conversation with Leroy the Third before you got there, right?
Yeah.
About what was going on, what do we think happened, right?
Yeah.
Now, and afterwards you all talk again, right? After you all gave your statements, correct?
I think I left right away. I didn't stick around too long.
Would it be fair to say that you understood the purpose of the meeting to be able to help the police in the investigation of why Leroy Sr. died, right?
I don't know if I was helping or not. I was just telling what was said to me.
The question was, you knew the purpose was to do that, correct?
Was to go speak. My little brother, we had spoke about this.
Sure, let me ask you the question, all right? You
Judge, objection. Can he answer the question?
Well, it depends whether he's answering or not, but
Sounded like he
you
was
if
trying.
you have to give him I think Mr. Narkunis at least sensed that he wasn't about to answer the question that was put. Put another question and let's see where that takes
Went
us.
to the home of William Ayden to speak to the police, correct?
Yes, and then
And you understood the purpose, lean forward into the mic, sir. You understood the purpose of that to be to see if you could assist them as they investigate why Leroy Sr. died.
yes,
correct?
yeah,
And so therefore you came there to give them whatever help, whatever knowledge you had that could assist them.
yes,
correct?
yes,
Now, you were then asked about, as part of that meeting on that, back in November 12th of 2022, about going up to Vermont, right?
yeah,
And at that point in time, you told them you thought it was 2.5 weeks earlier than November 12th, correct?
yeah. It could have been.
All right. And
I wasn't sure of the
you were able to
exact
show me
date.
the transcript, and you
I'm
saw
not. I wasn't sure of the exact date that we went. I'm still not sure. It's not like I kept a date of when. There's a lot of jobs in between.
fair to say that on November 12th of 2022, your memory was better of what took place in the previous 2 weeks
Yeah.
than it would be today in 2026, correct?
I would say, yeah,
Okay. And when they asked you, when do you thought that was on November 12th, you thought it was perhaps 2.5 weeks earlier, right?
yeah,
And then they asked you to explain what took place then, right?
yeah. I guess, yes,
You talked to them about a conversation, just yes or no, sir. You talked to them about a conversation you had with Leroy Sr., correct?
yes,
And here today, when Mr. Camilio asked you about that, you indicated you thought that he had told you that he was having vomiting problems, correct?
yep,
That I'm throwing up and I don't feel well, correct?
yep,
And I get sick in relation to that, right?
yes,
And this was on the ride from Salisbury to Vermont, correct?
yes. It was.
Well, the grow facility was in Vermont, right?
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to think of where we left from. I'm trying to remember where we met at. But yes, it was from Salisbury to Vaughan. It might have been Newton that we met and we drove together, but I think it was Salisbury.
Well, it's a long time ago again. It's
Yeah.
hard to remember all these things, right?
Not everything, but little details like that. Yeah.
And in terms of, again, the meeting, they told you it would be helpful to them if you told them everything you could remember, correct?
Yes.
And they also told you at the end of that meeting, if there's anything else that comes to your mind, call us. And they gave you a business card, right?
Yeah.
And is it fair to say that in the context of that meeting, you never told them back in 2022 about anything happening in the hotel? You never told them about any type of observations you made that evening of Senior, correct?
Correct.
And,
I don't know if that's correct.
well, let me show you the transcript, sir. Can they ask? May I approach, Judge?
Yes, you may.
Can I ask you to look at that paragraph here? Read that to yourself, sir, and then look up when you're done.
When I see a witness wearing a flannel shirt, I know it's going to be a great witness. They all seem, it's something about the flannel. They're just amazing. They're just amazing. They always are. Love it.
Yeah, yes.
And that, sir,
Just for the record, Judge, can I ask what page?
that's page 5, and that would be
Thank you.
lines 11 through 17. And that was the extent of what you told the police back in 2022 about your memory of that trip, right?
So I didn't want to.
Sir, what's in the transcript? Is that it that you told them then? That's the question.
Yeah, I guess if that's what it says in the transcript.
Did Mr. Camilio or anybody else from his office give you an opportunity to look at this transcript prior to coming in here today?
No.
I told you, sir, there's no other place in there where you mention anything else about anything happening in Vermont. But you have a better memory here today, 4 years later, about additional information that took place at the hotel?
I didn't want to talk to the police at all. Wanted nothing to do with this.
Well, you actually gave them like 30 pages of material, sir, right?
Probably your conversations along when they're asking a lot of questions and I'm answering.
So you're driving up for 3 hours. You indicate to them there's no disability of Mr. Fowler's, Leroy Fowler III on the trip up. You don't stop. He doesn't say, I'm sick, let me get out. Any of those things, correct?
No, none of it.
And you're going up there to do a construction project, right?
Yes,
And you left at 4:30 in the morning, right?
yes.
And you get up there and you work for what, 8 hours?
I think the first day we didn't work 8 hours.
To work 8 hours?
There was stuff that wasn't there that we needed.
Well, you didn't tell anybody that he couldn't work when you get up there. You didn't say,
No,
hey,
he-
it's Mr. Camilio, right?
I never said he was sick when he went up there. I said he had a hard time breathing that night. I don't know what was the matter with him.
Could it have been the cocaine that he takes?
He didn't take none when he was with me unless he was doing it somewhere else.
How would you know that, sir?
I just said unless he was doing it somewhere else.
How would you know he didn't take it up there when he was with you?
I said he didn't take it with me. In my vicinity,
Were you doing it also at that time?
no, I don't do cocaine.
So at the time
That
that
was
you're
dirty.
observing him, did he go into the bathroom when he was up there with you?
Yeah, sure.
Did you go into the bathroom with him?
No, that's what I'm saying. He could have done it when I wasn't there.
How long had you known Mr. Leroy Sr. to be doing cocaine?
You know, honestly, I think maybe 2002 maybe he started doing it.
How many years?
I'd say it'd be 23, 21, something like that. 20.
And also doing Percocets?
I never knew him to do Percocet.
Now, when you also saw him in the days immediately leading up to November 11th when he went into the hospital, correct?
I believe so, yeah. I believe I was there working on the house.
And he came by a couple of times, and you encountered him when you were working on the van, right?
Yes.
And you thought that was Wednesday or Thursday of that week, right?
Yes.
And you told the police he was fine then, right?
Yeah. It didn't seem
You
like
said, he said he was all right and everything was going good, right?
Yeah.
And on November 10th, you also talked to him, right?
If it says so there, it's been a while.
And he also told you at that time that he was feeling good, right?
Yeah.
Now, while you were working on the van out there, you were also doing some sort of engine repair?
I think it was low on oil and the transmission line was broken.
You were trying to check on the fluids, right? You
Yeah.
checked on did you check on the brake fluid? Did you check on the transmission fluid?
I checked on the brake fluid. I checked the transmission fluid.
You checked the antifreeze, right?
No, I didn't. It really wasn't overheating, so that wasn't the problem. So I didn't check any of that. No, it was. I think it was the brakes, the transmission, and that's it. I think. I mean, it was a piece of shit.
If he wanted to work that weekend, right? And when you were talking to him, you told the police he seemed fine when you were asking him those questions, right?
Yeah.
He entered the witness protection program. He's blurry now. That's 383.
Then you were asked about his favorite drinks, and you came. One of his favorite drinks was Red Powerade, correct?
Yeah, he preferred that one. He would drink them all, but he preferred that color.
Well, right. You were asked if there was a particular color that he liked best, and you said that was Red Powerade, right?
Yeah.
Read his fruit punch. I don't know why.
Now, you indicated that growing up, Mr. Leroy Fowler Sr. came to live with your mother, right, Julie?
They lived together. He didn't come live in our home, but they lived together. They moved together into the same place together.
But they didn't live in the same house, but they lived together?
He didn't come live at, my mother didn't have her own place, and then he came and moved in.
Okay.
They went and lived in a motel for a while together.
And how many years did that go on, their relationship?
Pretty much till she died. Well, she was with Judy. Well, he was with Judy. He was still kind of with my mother.
So he left your mother to go with Judy, right?
Yeah.
Correction, Judge. That was not the answer.
No, well.
He said, yeah.
That was not, that was certainly not consistent with what Mr. Hawkins had just said, Mr. Norconis.
May I proceed with that question, Judge?
Go ahead.
He left your mother to go live with Judy Church, right?
I don't know what happened at that point in time. I wasn't talking to them. From what I hear, he was living with Judy, yes. But I don't know, I don't know exactly what was going on in their lives. I wasn't talking.
He had been with your mother, right?
Yeah.
And he's no longer with your mother, and you found out he was with Judy Church, correct?
Yes.
And your mother's still alive, but she's ill, right?
Yes.
Sick. And were you resentful over that he left your sick mother to go with Judy Church?
At that point, I think my mother should have left him a long time ago. There was a lot before Judy.
Well, didn't you tell the police that he came back to help her?
He always came back to help her.
So
He wasn't at.
So either you disliked him or you thought he was a good guy, even though he left your mother. I'll skip that question.
Huh?
Now, you don't have any particular training or education, sir, in being able to tell how people's emotional states reflect their mindset, right? You don't have any training.
No.
And the question would be
the amount of time
admissible.
that you spent with Mr. Fowler in Judy Church, would any of that have been over Judy Church's house?
No, not really. I mean, a couple of times I went in and just came in for a second and left. I don't know Miss Church that great. I've only met her probably 6 or 7 times. Maybe more, but not that I can remember. Not many.
When are you making characterizations of people? You do that because you might have a social relationship with them, right? You might go to a couple of the joints in Salisbury, have a beer together, right?
Can you rephrase that? Can you rephrase that? I don't understand what you asked.
So you never went out to dinner with Leroy?
No.
Judy Church?
No.
You never. You said Leroy didn't drink, so he wouldn't go to bars, right?
He didn't when I was every day in his life. No, he wasn't a drinker.
And
later on, he started socially drinking, I think.
And there weren't cookouts at Judy Church's house that you'd go to and see.
I think I went to one day. I believe I went and stopped in for a few minutes.
For a few minutes.
Yeah, I believe he was trying to give me a jet ski out of the yard or something.
So over the years, the total amount of time you might have spent with Judy Church might equal a week?
Not even.
May I have a moment, Judge?
Yes.
This lawyer is really aggressive. Comes across a little bit like Ramos on his first cross. Just over the top, trying to push the witness around, asking questions to reshape the witness's answers into the way he wants it to be, and getting objections sustained against him.
At any point in time after the meeting with the police on November 12th, 2022, contact them and go back to their station to update any information they may have?
No.
I have nothing further, Judge. Thank you.
Mr. Camilio, any redirect?
Yes, thank you, Judge. Mr. Narkunis showed you the transcript of your conversation with the police on November 12th, 2022, correct?
Yes.
And he showed you only page 5 of that particular transcript, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, 17. Fair to say, sir, that this document here is the same document that he showed you. Here's page 5 that he showed you.
Yes.
And then there was another, as he said, another 30 pages. Is
Yeah.
that correct?
Yes.
All right. And so that's all contained within this particular document here. Fair?
Yes.
Okay. Now, on page 16 of the document, Detective Verney, who was one of the two officers who was having the conversation with you, Detective Verney and Trooper Williams, correct?
Yes.
All right. Now, on page 16 of the transcript, Detective Verney says to you, one last question about the ride up, because, I mean, that was 2.5 weeks ago, and you answered, yeah. And then Detective Verney said, how did that conversation kind of start? Did he just bring it up out of the blue? And you said he just brought it up out of the blue because we were driving up there, and it was early in the morning. It was 5 o'clock. And then you go on to say it was a 2.5-hour ride. You continued.
Objection, Judge.
Well, you're just simply reading from his transcript?
I am, Judge.
I'll see counsel at sidebar so I can see the transcript.
Okay, so this might come in as rule of completeness because the defense opened the door with part of it, saying you never talked about this in your conversation with the police, showed him only page 5. Now the state gets up with all 30 pages and says, oh, wait, there's more. So I think this is going to come in. I think it should. It should come in. I need a blue flannel. Oh, my goodness. Here's the problem. I have a flannel shirt. It's a quilted flannel. Like it's one of those, it's like half coat, half flannel. You know the ones I'm talking about, right? It still buttons up, but it's just heavy. And I just can't wear that in North Carolina because I would die. I would die from heat stroke. He did cough as well. I think that's 392. 392. Sidebar cough. Just get the germs. Let the germs spread around the area as the lawyers come up, and then put the mask on for safety reasons. I felt for little Leroy that first day of testimony when he broke down. Yeah. We could do flannel Fridays. I need a summer flannel. Can we get a flannel counter? I think it would be fun to see how many trials flannel shows up in, but it's rare. You only get like 1, maybe 2 witnesses a trial, depending on where the trial is. If we went back up to, say, like the ice fishing trial, you'd get flannel every day. Every witness, flannel. But it's rare to get flannel in court. And it's a treat. It's a special treat, and I love it. Done that in Simpson's Court. Lots of flannel up there. Right. That's the ice fishing area. That's where they wear that stuff. It's survival. Friday is always no pants Friday. No pants and flannel Fridays. That basically translates to flannel boxers. Is what I'm hearing. But I mean, you can interpret it how you would. Just call it plaid day. You need a lumberjack trial, and there'll be lots of flannels and suspenders. Bryce Friday. It's too soon. Although I got a letter from my credit union today. Came today, and I opened it up, and it's like, we've got this exciting insurance offer for you, and you can take it out on you and your spouse. It's like $100,000 from a company called True Stage. I'm like, where have I heard that before? That's the same company that Corey took a policy out on her husband with, True Stage, through the credit union, $100,000. Yeah, interesting. I didn't sign up for it. fast forward, Schmoopy. Thanks for reminding me. I forgot. We were just a couple minutes late. Hold on one second. Let me get us to where we need to be. Okay, they only had about a minute left. All right. Whew. Had to fast forward. They're still. There we go.
L for ID.
All right, sir, we were, I was actually reading from the transcript of your interview with the police on November 12, 2022, when we went to sidebar. So I'm just going to pick up. Now on page 17, and you stated, we were just driving about an hour in the drive, and he's like, yeah, I've been feeling like shit again. I think she's poisoning me. And Detective Verney then asked, did he describe what the sickness was? And you said, throwing up, vomiting, dizziness, diarrhea, having a hard time breathing. You know what I mean? And when we stayed in the motel up there, he was hardly breathing. Like that night, I had to get up and check on him and say, hey, are you all right? And just ask you, sir, just take a look at page 17. Did I read that correctly?
Yes.
Thank you. So the implication that you didn't tell the police about that back in November 12, 2022 was not correct, was it?
Yeah, it was false.
Nothing further.
Mr. Norkunis.
Throw the defense under the bus.
How many days were you up there, sir, doing construction?
I think that time we were there 3 days, 3 or 4 days.
Mr. Fowler worked 8 hours a day with you on construction?
The last 3 days,
Okay.
probably. But like I said, the first day we were missing some materials that we needed to get started. So we only did, laying out and stuff like that.
You got to get materials.
Yeah.
You got to get all set up.
Yeah.
You start a construction project, right?
Yes.
And then he worked full-time with you, right?
Until we left, however many days it was until we left, yeah.
And then you drive 3.5 hours home, right?
Yeah,
And your statement was, he made statements to you on the way up, right?
yeah,
And then you thought he was breathing hard in the evening, right?
yeah.
After you didn't know whether that was attributable to the cocaine he took, right? Or the construction project, right?
Like I said, I never seen him take any cocaine. Never once in my life. Never once.
Took cocaine.
I knew he took it, but I never saw him take it.
Okay. Now, and you didn't feel it was necessary to encourage him, tell him, let's go to the hospital, let's have a doctor check you?
He had a pacemaker. He had other ailments, I believe. He had a pacemaker and other ailments. He was away from his machine. I never encouraged him to go to the doctors.
Okay. Nothing further, Judge. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Hawkins. You may step down.
Thank you.
We'll take the morning recess now. We got going late, so we took the break right. We'll take a 20-minute morning recess.
All rise.
All rise. We're going to skip this recess.
Judge on the floor.
Judge on the floor. It's like what the shout out on then when you go to Buc-ee's. Fresh biscuit on the board. Like that. That's what the bailiff. He probably worked at Buc-ee's at one point. I said biscuit. I meant brisket. Although biscuits would be good as well. Anything, Judge, before we take this break? Other than maybe.
Recess for 20 minutes. Oh, yes,
Is there any chance we could address the microphone issue? I would like to get some clarification.
okay, clarification of what?
Open court or sidebar, Judge?
Regarding the recording issue?
Yes. So, my concern is I think the court suggested that we were being overheard.
I wasn't quite sure.
Again.
Ms. Draper, what was it that...
Your Honor, when I saw Ms. Strasnick and Mr. Scully confer, they were conferring with the microphone in the middle. I don't know if the mute button was pressed. It just
Okay.
it just raised that I should
we
alert
heard
the
them.
court just to remind the parties that if in fact they are going to confer near a microphone, to please be sure to press the mute
So
button.
my admonition or caution was only based on Ms. Draper telling me that. I wasn't exactly sure what she was basing her.
I wasn't either. And just for the record, why I brought it up is I had been scrupulously using the button to speak to Ms. Church.
Okay.
Wanted to make sure we weren't learning that was flawed.
No,
But Ms. Strasnick and I didn't. We just leaned over.
Okay, all right.
You
That's
leave
what,
it
that's
to the
what
mic.
prompted it.
I need a reminder.
All right,
Okay.
thank you.
Thanks.
All rise.
All right, so now we're going to fast forward and skip the break because we can. So hopefully you didn't need to go to the bathroom or get a drink or anything because the judge is coming back as we speak. Doors opening. Wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. Boom, boom, boom. And he comes in and wait. Why did it not? Why did it put us back to the beginning of the break? Hold, please. We are professionals. There we go. Use the Zoom button. That's what we were doing. It was hearsay from the judge, and he passed it on. So, mics are off right
Who's
now.
that? Crime lab?
Crime lab.
So, Judge, we got a couple of things worth bringing up, I think. One is I prepared an exhibit, which is all the photographs Jessica Brown took at the crime lab on a thumb drive. I also added to that a set of other photographs taken by an adjacent department, I think evidence collection. I don't think there's no dispute as to what those photographs are, but I'm not sure, she didn't take them, I don't think. But I would seek to introduce the full set and ask her to comment on what she knows and doesn't know. I think what she doesn't know is, from a defense perspective, potentially as important as what she does know.
The photographs are of what?
To comment on what she doesn't
Evidence that was
know?
collected at the search warrant.
Okay, from 108 Central?
Right, so in particular, she didn't photograph the sun-kissed orange, and the sun-kissed orange can is not, as of yet, an exhibit.
Okay.
But there was one taken, and it is photographed, and that in particular photograph I would like to question her about because contents were taken from that sun-kissed orange in the photograph, removed, put in a vial, sent to NMS for testing to see if it had ethylene glycol. So I think she's the only crime lab witness coming in. I don't think there's another witness that could.
So she can authenticate the photos she took, but there's additional photographs that she may not be able to authenticate, but they were from the scene, and you're hoping to get those in as well.
Well, I'd make the motion to get them in right now to clarify as the next exhibit, so that there's no issue about their admissibility, because I think it's just a foundation question. We've been stipulating a foundation.
Mr. Camilio, what's your position with respect to the photographs?
Well, I have no problem with admitting all the photographs that she took, but the other ones, I don't think it's fair to ask her about photographs that she didn't take or evidence that she didn't look at. So,
She may or may not be able to speak to those things. I mean, people can if she's at the scene, looked at photographs of a bunch of items, she may or may not be able to comment knowledgeably about other photographs. Do you have any objection to him putting the questions and see if she can speak to them or not?
no, I mean, if she can talk about them, she can talk about them. I just don't think, based on what she's told me, she hasn't. Those photographs are not ones that she took or saw.
Are these photographs of the same items or different items?
Well, she never took a photograph of the Fanta can because she never looked at the Fanta can. So
Okay.
if that's the particular issue, then I think she's going to say, I didn't look at the Fanta can.
Which may be the point that Mr. Scully wants to elicit.
Perhaps.
But in terms of the jury having access to the other photographs that she can't herself authenticate, do you have any issue with that?
Mr. Scully just showed them to me. I don't think so, but at just sort of an abundance of caution, I would have no problem with the ones she took. The other ones I'm going to have to look at again with Mr. Scully.
All right. They're all on the same thumb drive at the moment, but the jury's only going to see whatever any one of you are choosing to put in front of this witness right now.
Right. So we'll need a break before cross-examination. The photographs the prosecutor will recognize them in 30 seconds. They provided us to discovery in a thumb drive. He'll see there, I think, 27 of them or 33 of them in a row. he'll recognize them all. So, but we will need a break, it sounds like.
Well, I don't.
Well, no, I don't think we need a break. You can pull up any individual photograph, even and ask if the witness can comment on it. The only question is whether Mr. Camilli is objecting to all of them being part of the evidence. Right. But you can see if she can comment on any of these other photographs.
But my issue is before she comments on it, right, I'm moving them in as an exhibit. And then I'll pull them up on the screen and say, what's been marked exhibit so-and-so? Do you recognize it, yes or no? I know
There's no
for
foundation.
17 photos, she's
All
going
right,
to recognize it.
pull them up now and let them take a look at it.
Yeah. We can put them on the screen.
Go ahead.
Can you pull them up?
The state has
Well,
not stipulated the foundation, and you're not.
While we're pulling them up, the other thing I
just
wanted to
show
mention is there's another witness on the witness list for the prosecution today, Delaria. He was the one wearing the body-worn camera at the when the first responders came. That body-worn camera is already in as an exhibit. It's already been watched. Our objection would be he can't come in and now narrate the body-worn camera, what he sees and what's on it.
Only the defense gets to do that, is my memory.
Well, what are you intending to do with Delaria?
I intend to have him say what he saw and heard and did while he was at the house.
Okay.
This is that same objection that Your Honor said you didn't want us to do. I did it, right? I asked them questions. I kind of narrowed the focus to a...
You asked who?
I asked the officer who testified about the video footage that Judy Church took of Leroy Fowler. And I asked a series of questions about what was on that footage,
Right.
what was said, what was heard, and just I kind of focused on a few areas. And after, there was no objection, after the court said no more of that and wouldn't have let Attorney Norkunis do it to the next set of camera, but this seems to be what the prosecution wants to do now.
I don't know what they will do, but I made a point at sidebar when we had this discussion that I make a distinction between somebody who's in no better position than the jury to say what the jury has just seen. I typically don't permit that. If someone is involved on the scene, I do permit some explanation of what's going on at a particular moment in a video because they're there and they can shed some light beyond what the jury may be able to see. I don't know what the Commonwealth's intending to do. If you've got an objection to any what you call narration that's going on, I'll rule on it at the time.
Right. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'll try to figure it out, but I'm still trying to tease out how that's different. What's about to happen is different from what I did.
Well,
you've got to do it.
The difference is what you were playing a video of the videos that Miss Church had taken of Mr. Fowler, correct? That's what you were talking about? All right. Those videos that Miss Church took of Miss Fowler, the Sergeant Strong or whoever was on the stand wasn't involved, wasn't there, wasn't a participant in these things. And you're saying, did you hear him say this? Did you hear him say that? Did you see him do this? Did you see him do that? That was simply highlighting for the jury what they saw. Strong's in no better position than the jury to say any of those things. That's different than somebody who was present in a scene captured by a surveillance video, for example, who can say, this, yeah, you can't see it, but right off the camera, there's somebody standing right here, or those sorts of things. That's the point I'm making.
But what you didn't let Mr. Norkunis do is there was a body-worn camera of a sidewalk interview.
Judge,
wait, let me finish, Mr. Prosecutor.
Maybe I could just...
Let me just finish.
A little faster, if I could just say one thing. I have no intention of asking him to narrate the video.
Okay, there we go. He's not going to have him narrate the video.
Objection
All right.
withdrawn.
Did you pull up the photos?
Yeah.
Wow.
Mr. Camilli, you...
I see one, Judge.
Wow.
I'm sorry?
We have to go, yeah, I can see. I'm looking at them.
Defense is in the position where he says, we object to the state doing what we've already done because you told us we can't do it anymore. It's like, well, you're ahead now.
Are we seeing right now the
state do
witnesses'
one,
actual
Nancy.
photographs?
No.
Only Funsies, thank you very much for the super chat.
Okay. Okay, so these are the ones that
The
were
5
not
gifted
taken by the
memberships.
witness.
Whoa.
Right. Taken at the Mass State Police Crime Lab. Her initials were on the
Had the
back,
Kanye
at least
moment.
some of them.
I'm going to let you finish.
I would like to avoid having to bring in somebody else to merely authenticate these photos. I mean, I don't know what...
These are the most important ones here because this is the only photographs from the crime lab of the Sunkus can which was collected, but we don't know which of the two.
Sunkist or
And then
Fanta?
a sample was taken out of it and sent to the laboratory. So I'm trying to show, like, here it is at the crime lab. This is the one, or the Fanta. I'm sorry, I called it Sunkist, but
Thank
Fanta.
you. Okay, sorry.
So this is really kind of ground zero for these, but there is also the Powerade is in
Is
there.
is that the end of the photos? Have they ended?
That's the last one.
He's going to sit down on
All
that
right.
chair and just
Mr. Camellia?
biff
I
it.
certainly don't have any objection to the Fanta photographs. The other ones, I don't have any idea what they're relevant to, but whatever. They don't seem to.
I don't know that they have any relevance either. I don't think they're going to shed much light for the jury on anything, but they also may be neither here nor there, and so therefore not prejudicial. If they're on the same thumb drive, I don't have a problem with them coming in. So, all right, we'll be able to mark the thumb drive.
Thank you. Should we do that now, Judge?
Sure. Let's bring our jury in.
Defense is so... They've got their panties in a bunch. I'm sorry for the phrase, but they're spicy today. Probably because they're losing. We've had some very strong testimony against Judy
33, so Mark.
today. Testimony that the victim thought that Judy was poisoning him. And here are the symptoms. So yeah, that's not good. How does someone get a gifted membership? It's given out by, well, first of all, you gave the gifted memberships, but YouTube is actually the giver. If you click on this link, make sure the little radio button is moved to the right. That turns on the option to receive gifted memberships. Once you've let YouTube know you're willing to accept one, should it be given, then YouTube pulls names out of a hat by some weird algorithm which none of us can figure out. But only funsies. I think you figured out how to give someone memberships. What's a radio button? It's a slider button. There's some buttons you click to turn on and some you slide to the side to turn on. This is a slide to turn on. Thank you, Greeners, for that, and thank you once again, Only Funsies. Your support is incredible. I prefer the saying of knickers in a knot. I do like alliteration. I like that, John. I think you can go with that. And I did get your text, by the way. I didn't respond. Oh, that's just crazy. Connections to cases.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, I think we've decided it's Fanta. Sunkist is like, keep my name out your mouth.
All right.
Summer Girl Mama, thank you very much for gifted membership as well. There's another cough. That brings us to $3.95. I was wondering if they could test the Fanta and the Sunkist side by side and see if they're in fact the same recipe.
Be seated. Jessica Brown.
Jessica Brown. Another cough. I'm going to count that as 2. We're up to $3.99.
You'd raise your right hand.
That means
Do
100
you
coughs
solemnly
since
swear
this morning.
The testimony you're about to give in the cause now in hearing shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God. I do. Thank you. You may be seated.
This woman has brought her purse and a binder. She is ready to go.
Yes, thank you.
Good
Yes,
afternoon,
like,
ma'am.
that's
In a
a
nice loud
microphone.
voice, could you introduce yourself to the jury and spell your last name?
Does he say
My name is Jessica Brown, Brown.
And ma'am, where do you work?
I work for the Massachusetts State Police Crime Laboratory.
How long have you been an employee of the State Police Crime Lab?
A little over 20 years.
Okay. And what is your current position, ma'am?
I'm a Forensic Scientist 3, which is a supervisor in the Trace, Arson, and Explosives Unit.
Okay. And real briefly, could you tell the jury a little bit about your education prior to coming to the lab?
I have a Bachelor of Arts in Chemistry from Colgate University and a Master of Science in Forensic Science from Florida International University.
Okay. And after getting those degrees, did you go into forensic science as a profession?
Yes, I actually received my graduate degree while I was employed at the crime lab.
Okay. So since graduating from college, you've been at the crime lab and got that master's degree while working at the crime lab?
Yes.
Okay. Now, do you do continuing education and training as a member of the crime lab?
Yes.
What sort of training and ongoing trainings do you participate in?
So you would do an in-house training at the start of your employment, regardless of which unit you're in. You would be trained in whatever testing for that unit. We are also required to have continuing education annually. That could be a specialized training by instrument manufacturers for the instrumentation that we utilize in casework. Could be specialized training by our federal entities like the FBI, DEA, or ATF. Or it could be professional membership meetings for various forensic science organizations.
As a member of the Trace Arson and Explosives Unit, what are your normal duties?
So I oversee other forensic scientists in that unit, as well as performing casework in fire debris analysis, which are arson cases, in primer gunshot residue cases, in explosives cases, and other miscellaneous cases, which tend to be poisonings.
Okay, so you got involved in the investigation into the death of an individual named Leroy Fowler. That's sort of one of those miscellaneous type cases.
Yes, correct.
Okay. And fair to say that your role in this particular case was just to actually sample some liquids, and by sample I mean take them out of containers, put them in other containers, and have them sent to a lab that could do some additional testing. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
Okay. Back in 2022, when this case started, the Massachusetts State Police Crime Lab did not test for ethylene glycol, correct?
In non-biological samples, correct.
Okay. So that means that if someone wanted to test for ethylene glycol in liquid or in like water or whatever, that's not a test the lab could do.
At the time of the case in 2022, correct.
Okay. So you were asked to sample, initially in January of 2023, you were asked to prepare 3 samples for a send out to another forensic lab called NMS, correct?
I actually sampled those in December of 2022, but yes, those samples were prepared at that time for send out.
Okay, so December 2022. And what were the 3 samples of liquid that you were asked to send out at that period of time?
So at that period of time, there was an item labeled 2-1. It was a Rain-X de-icer container, and that contained an orange liquid. Item 2-2 was a Powerade fruit punch bottle, and that contained also an orange liquid. And item 2-4 was a sealed specimen container that also had an orange liquid.
Okay. With respect to the de-icer bottle, ma'am, I'm going to show you what's been previously marked as Exhibit 22 in this case. And does that look...
Looks like Fanta.
Essentially what item 2-1 appeared to be at the time that you took it?
Aside from being able to look at the numbers specifically for the UPC code and the lot number print that was on it, it does appear similar to that bottle that I examined.
All right. And
The attorney is away from a microphone.
Show you what's been marked as Exhibit 20.
I can turn him up,
Appear
but
also to be similar to
she
the
starts yelling
Powerade
then.
bottle that you sampled back in December 2022.
It is a Powerade bottle, but again, without referencing the UPC codes or other documented numbers that I noted in my case file, I would not be able to confirm.
Up on the top little part of the bottle, there is a lab number.
Yes.
Is that something you would have put on there, or somebody else at the lab would have put on there just to mark it as the actual Powerade bottle?
I myself did not mark that, but yes, that would have been added at the laboratory. I couldn't say for sure who did, but that is the laboratory associated for this case.
All right. Judge, I would make a motion to stipulate. I don't know if you want to hear that at sidebar or just do it on the fly.
A motion to stipulate to what?
That these are the items that were taken from Judy Church's house and put to this crime lab for her examination.
You agree to the stipulation, Mr. Committee? Right. A stipulation, jurors, is simply an agreement by counsel for both sides that whatever facts are stipulated to are true and can be accepted as true by you without the need for any further supporting evidence. So in this case, the parties are stipulating orally that those two items are in fact the items, that the ones just shown to the witness, Ms. Brown, are the items that were seized from Ms. Church's house.
All right. And the third item that you described for us was, you said, a specimen jar that had an orange liquid in it. Is that correct?
Yes.
And I think the defense might also agree to this, but I'll just ask the question. You understood that to have been a liquid that had been taken out of a Fanta can and put into an open Fanta can and put into that specimen jar so that it wouldn't leak all over the place?
Yes, that's my understanding.
We so stipulate.
All right. So with respect to the item that's been described as 2-4 by the witness, which I think she had said was a sealed specimen container, there's a stipulation by the parties, which you may now accept, that the liquid in that particular sealed container, item 2-4, came from a Fanta can.
All right.
That was taken from, I guess, the premises 108 Central in Salisbury.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Scully. Now, with respect to those three items, ma'am, what were you going to do in order to sample some of the liquid and send it out to the NMS labs for further testing?
So typically with these types of cases, we would document the items with photographs. Because two of those items were further requested for fingerprints and DNA analysis, we would appropriately wear personal protective equipment to ensure no contamination and minimize the handling of the evidence when sampling the liquid. So for item 2-1 and 2-2, I did those appropriate measures and steps to ensure no contamination, sampled the liquids, and put them in the supplied containers to be sent for send out to NMS. For item 2-4, since it had already been removed from the container that fingerprints and DNA had been requested on, that was not further submitted to our crime scene services unit or criminalistics unit for that type of testing and preparation. So I just sampled it after taking photographs.
And to sample the Powerade and to sample the de-icer, just take a little pipette and pipette out a little bit and put it in the little cylinder supplied by NMS. Is that fair?
Yes. So yes, a pipette was utilized to sample out the liquids.
Okay. And I'm just going to show you a photograph, ma'am. Okay, great. And do you recognize what I'm showing you in that particular photograph right there?
Yes, I do.
So what do you recognize that to be?
So this is item 2-2 for laboratory number 22-24257. It has the date as well as my initials in this photograph.
All right. And is that a true and accurate representation of the way the Powerade bottle looked when you first received it?
Yes.
Okay. Your Honor, I don't think there's a next exhibit.
Any objection, Mr. Scully?
No objection, Your Honor.
Next exhibit.
I think the defense stipulated
Put that up for a second.
they're going to want reciprocal treatment by the state. Only Funsies is going nuts, giving memberships away. Thank you so much.
Yes. You can see. Okay,
Yes.
great. And that is a true and accurate representation of what we just marked as Exhibit 34?
Yes.
All right. So it was that little orange liquid at the bottom you would have sampled out of. How much did you take out approximately?
It was more than 5 milliliters. It's my understanding that NMS has a restriction on the amount of liquid that they would test, so I had to take out at least 5 millimeters.
5 milliliters?
Milliliters, excuse me.
All right, and so that would go into a little cylinder provided by NMS, gets sealed up, and that one is ready to go out. Fair?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Do the same thing with the Rain-X?
Yes.
Okay, take a little 5 millimeters, 7 milliliters out or so, and put it in a little cylinder, and that goes off to NMS?
Yes.
Okay, and then same with the liquid that was in the specimen jar. Take a little sample of that, put it in the little cylinder, and off it goes.
Yes.
Okay. While sampling the Powerade, did you make any observations about the liquid that was inside of the Powerade?
Yes. So as part of our examinations, we will typically note if there are characteristic odors This is more so for our fire debris cases, but also for miscellaneous cases. So we will know if there is a specific odor that can be characterized. For the item 2-2, I noted that there was a fruity odor.
Fruity.
All right. Now, later on in the as the investigation continued, were you provided with two more samples, two more items that you were asked to sample to send off for further testing at NMS Labs?
Yes.
Okay. And what were those two items that you were asked to sample and send out to NMS?
So as part of submission 6 to the laboratory, there were two unopened containers that were submitted, items 6-1 and 6-2. Those were an unopened container of the Rain-X de-icer and an unopened container of Shop Pro antifreeze.
Okay. And again, perhaps Mr. Scully would stipulate that those were the two items that were purchased by the state police and sent to the crime lab for comparison testing, and those had nothing to do with anything ever owned by Miss Church or anyone else involved in the case. Those were purchased at the store just for a comparison of the contents of those items.
No objection. I would stipulate to that.
All right, so that stipulation has been entered. So when you hear about unopened bottles of Rain-X and antifreeze, you now understand they were purchased by the state police for comparison purposes and sent to the lab for sampling and sending out to this NMS entity.
Okay. And so you did the same thing with those liquids that you did with the other liquids that we just discussed as part of the submission number 2-1, 2-2, 2-4?
Yes.
Okay. Right. And just, hopefully it was clear, but just so it's clear, all you did was facilitate getting those liquids from the crime lab in Massachusetts to NMS so that they could do the testing, and you actually yourself didn't do any testing on any of those liquids.
Correct.
All right. Thank you.
Mr. Scully.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Here come the non-relevant pictures.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I just have a few, I think, questions and follow-up, if that's all right.
Certainly.
Okay. So if we could pull up what's been previously marked Exhibit 33, Judge, during the break for cross-examination purposes and to show the jury.
Ms. Jurors, I doubt any of you are keeping track of the exhibits, but if you are, we admitted an exhibit in your absence. Exhibit 33 is a thumb drive containing photographs taken by lab personnel. Some, I think you'll hear, were taken by Ms. Brown, some by at least one other person. But these are photographs of various items that ended up with the Mass State Police Crime Laboratory. So it's Exhibit 33, and there's a photograph up on the screen right now from this exhibit. Go ahead, Mr. Scully.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. So the first photograph here is of the Rain-X de-icer, item number 2-1. It has a ruler and your initials in the foreground, correct?
Correct.
And did you actually take that photograph?
I did.
And there's a stipulation that basically provides that
Does it say orange flavor on it?
is the item that you photographed, right?
Yes.
Okay. And
What's the exhibit number that you're holding?
Thank you for the clarification, Your Honor. Exhibit 22 is the Rain-X bottle. Right?
Is there a question for the witness?
That's a good picture. Greener's Membership Fund.
And, this bottle of de-icer by Rain-X, Exhibit 22, contains an orange fluid in it, right?
Yes, an orange liquid.
An orange liquid. and it has a label affixed to it explaining certain ingredients and precautions, right?
Yes.
And it does say on the label, this product contains a bittering agent, right?
Unfortunately, I'd have to actually read the label to confirm that.
You may.
That's required by law for all poisons that taste good, specifically antifreeze.
Yes, it says this product contains a bittering agent.
Okay, and there's a sentence under that that
Air fresheners.
looks like it's tough to read, but can you read it?
Air dusters.
It is partially obscured. It appears to be talking about how to store and transport it.
Okay. All right, but you can clearly see that there's a bittering agent, at least on the label here, right?
It is labeled that it contains a bittering agent.
Okay. Now, are you aware of a product called denatonium benzoate?
That is definitely a compound.
Okay, and do you know what it is?
No, I'm not familiar with it.
Okay. Are you aware of Mass General Law? Just a minute, Judge. Sorry.
Whoa, he's said an illegal. Are you aware of a general law? What?
Chapter 94, Section 303N.
This is a secret. Hang on.
That requires a product called denatonium benzoate to be included in engine coolant and antifreeze products in Massachusetts that have more than 10% ethylene glycol?
I'm not familiar with that general law.
Okay. In your role at the Mass State Police lab in 2022, you've got this bottle. It says bittering agent on it. Did you take any steps to determine whether or not there was in fact a bittering agent in that bottle?
I performed no testing for this case.
Okay. And what about samples were prepared from that bottle, correct?
A sample was taken from the bottle and sent out for testing.
To NMS, the laboratory, right?
Correct.
And with instructions to test for ethylene glycol. Is that correct?
Yes.
Were instructions given to also test for a bittering agent?
You'd have to ask the NMS folks.
But wouldn't the instructions come from Massachusetts State Police Crime Lab? Like, this is what we want you to do?
Since my unit does not do the send-outs for that type of testing, I couldn't confirm what type of communication is made between NMS and the laboratory.
Okay. All right, so you don't know, and is there somebody at the crime lab? You've got different units, right?
Yes.
You got a DNA unit to check DNA?
A DNA test for DNA.
And you've got a unit that specializes in fingerprints?
Crime scene services.
Crime scene services, and you've got your unit, which was trace arson?
Trace arson and explosives.
Right, so you've got these different units. And you've got a case like this that comes in the door that's, I think you described it as miscellaneous.
That's the type of testing that would be performed within my unit.
Okay. And so you've got this evidence coming in, fair to say, to the crime lab, and it's going to go through these different departments, right?
Yes.
Is there one person at the crime lab whose job it is to know what each of the different units are doing?
I'm not sure if I understand your question.
So in other words, you don't know what happened in the fingerprint unit, right?
You mean as far as the type of testing that they performed?
Yeah, in this case, do you know what happened?
All I know is that I sent those containers on for fingerprints by our crime scene services section.
Okay. And you didn't participate in the DNA testing that was done, right?
Correct. I performed no testing in this case.
Right. So you've got these different departments, including yours. What I'm wondering is there one person at the lab who's sort of the captain, the team leader, who's going to make sure that that they know what everybody's doing and what the results are?
I don't know if it's really about what the results are. We do have a case management unit that is sort of like a point person for requests for testing. But I can't confirm what that unit does or does not communicate to agencies
Right.
and or NMS.
To your knowledge, was there a single person at the crime lab who would have an overview of all the different steps taken and where the evidence went and how it was tested and what the results were? One person with a name.
Again, I would anticipate that person would reside in case management, but I couldn't tell you who that was.
In this case, you don't know who that was.
No, I don't know if there was one person who was responsible for all of the testing as well as all the results and communications.
Okay, fair enough. So a sample from the Rain-X gets sent to NMS to be tested for ethylene glycol, right?
That is my understanding of what the send-out testing was requested.
But unknown about a bittering agent, right?
Again, I can't speak for NMS and what they test for.
Okay. Or even what Mass State Police Crime Lab asked them to test for. You can't speak to that either.
Correct.
But you can speak to the fact that they were told to test for ethylene glycol.
The sample was submitted to the laboratory with the request to test for ethylene glycol. And since my unit at the time did not do that testing, we had to send it out to NMS for that type of testing.
Selena, thank you very
Next
much.
picture, please.
Now we're going to go through a bunch of
next.
pictures that are not relevant.
Next. All right, this is a photograph of the Powerade bottle, right?
Correct.
And this is the same, is this your initials again on that, right?
Yes.
Correct? And this is item 2-2, right?
Correct.
And in that Powerade bottle is an orange liquid, right?
Correct.
And there seems to be some condensation that appears visible that looks like it's inside that bottle. Is that correct?
There are droplets of liquid inside the bottle. As to whether that's condensation, I cannot confirm that. But there are droplets of liquid on the inside of the bottle.
Okay. And that liquid, do you know when it was put in the bottle?
No.
Do you know what that liquid is?
Again, I did not do any testing for this case.
Okay, so you've got the bottle itself, the label, a little hard to see there, but it says fruit punch, right?
Yes, the label did indicate that Powerade was a fruit punch flavor.
And that's red, right? Fruit punch Powerade, red?
Typically, it is red.
Okay, and this is orange, right?
Correct.
So is that Powerade in there?
Again, I did not perform any testing, so I cannot tell you what that liquid is.
Did anybody, to your knowledge, test to see whether that the liquid is Powerade?
Again, I cannot comment on the testing that NMS performed.
Okay, or anyone at Mass State Police Crime Lab?
Correct.
Okay. And
Only Funsies, thank you once again.
red, if this was, it's possible that this would be a mixture of liquids, right?
How would I know?
I guess I don't really understand what your question is since I don't know the nature of the liquid.
Right.
I can't really comment on whether it is or is not a mixture.
Okay, well, if it was originally red Powerade and now it's orange liquid, to make it orange, to make red turn orange, you have to add yellow, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Now
And you'd have to add enough yellow that it gets all the way to that orange, which is a true orange, right?
That is a true orange. I can't really comment as to how you would make that orange color since, again, didn't do any testing on this liquid, cannot confirm what it is.
Or is
but based on my experience in my lifetime, red mixed with yellow does make orange.
The extent of your testing was to smell it and describe it as fruity.
No, the extent of what I did was take photos, sample it, and note any characteristic odors if there were any.
Okay. And you came up with fruity.
Yes.
And that would have been from putting your nose in the bottle.
Not in the bottle. You sort of hold the open container and waft with your hand.
Waft.
So that you're not getting into the space. Since the container had been requested for fingerprints and DNA, you try not to manipulate the container as much as possible.
And do you record that fruity flavor in your notes somewhere?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And you could detect it wafting.
Yes.
All right. Now, and is that a scientific process?
It is part of the process that we do for certain types of cases. Whether you would define it as scientific,
right?
I leave that up to you.
Well, the problem is it's so subjective, right?
I suppose odors are subjective.
Somebody might describe something as fruity. Somebody else might smell the same thing, describe it differently, right?
That is possible.
Somebody might notice it. Somebody might not, right?
That is correct.
And sometimes what we smell is influenced by our eyeballs, right?
No.
In other words, you look at a glass of red wine and you think, oh, that's probably red wine, and you smell it and it kind of reaffirms what you thought.
That is possible. However, based on the type of testing that I do at the laboratory involving fire debris cases, a lot of times those cases are charred debris. Doesn't mean that I always smell.
No, I don't mean always. I just mean we're human beings and our senses work as a team. They work in tandem, right?
Based on the cases that I work on and my experience, I describe odors based on what I smell, not what I see.
And denatonium benzoate, what does that smell like?
I couldn't tell you, sir.
Okay.
It's fruity.
All right. So you take a sample from item 2-2. That photograph, has the sample already been taken out or not yet?
Not yet.
Okay. You smell it with your
That's the
eyeballs.
full sample that came in that bottle up there from Judy Church's house where the search warrant was executed, right?
It was submitted to the laboratory where it was seized from. You'd have to speak to the troopers.
That's the stipulation we have, right?
Yes.
Okay, so that full amount before anything was taken out of it, was an exact measurement taken?
No, it was not.
So you don't know exactly scientifically how much is in there?
No.
All right, and then you used some kind of, you transferred that orange liquid into something else. Is that correct?
I transferred a portion of that liquid into a supplied specimen container that NMS utilizes for their send-out testing.
Okay, so where was the pipette inserted into this container?
Pipette.
And then the liquid drawn?
Yes, so as you see it, it's capped currently.
Yes.
I opened the cap.
Yes.
The pipette was put into the container. A portion of the liquid was pulled out and put into the specimen container for NMS.
Was an exact measurement of how much was taken out in the pipette done?
So I did an approximation. The containers that NMS provide are sort of these plastic graduated containers. So they sort of have what the volume is on the side of it. And so I sort of looked at that, but I did not measure with a graduated cylinder or something more precise for what the volume was.
Okay, so we don't have an exact measurement, fair to say?
I did not provide an exact volume or measurement for this
and then
liquid.
You used the pipette to put it into the container that was provided by NMS. Is that right?
The specimen container, yes.
Yeah, so now you've got that ready to ship to NMS for further testing, right?
Yes, I couldn't personally put it for send out through NMS, but our toxicology unit did.
Okay. And so, and the purpose of the testing of that sample when it goes to NMS is going to be to test for something called ethylene glycol, right?
Again, when the samples came to the laboratory, that was the request for testing. And since my laboratory and my specific unit did not do that testing, it needed to be sent out to NMS.
Okay, so I don't know if you answered my question or not.
Well, I think what the witness has said a couple of times is that
couple times
she didn't give a direction to MSS.
Right.
And it went out from another lab, but because she knows the sample came to her lab for ethanol glycol testing, which they don't do, is her understanding or belief that it was going to MSS for that NMS for that purpose.
For the purpose of testing for ethylene glycol. That was your
Correct, Ms.
understanding.
Brown?
Yes.
So she didn't give the instructions. She doesn't see exactly what NMS were told, but because it came to their lab for that testing and they couldn't do it, and that's why it was going to NMS, it's her belief that that's what NMS would have been told to test for, but she doesn't have firsthand knowledge of that.
Right.
That's why she's not answering those questions so directly.
And you've been involved with this case for a long time, right?
Well, the items were submitted to our laboratory in 2022.
And you've testified in court previously, right?
In motions, yes.
And you have met with the prosecutor multiple times, right?
I have spoken to the prosecutor multiple times.
So being around the case, you know what the basic issues in the case are relative to ethylene glycol and a bittering agent, right?
Yes.
You're aware of that? Okay.
Yes.
So you're aware, after the judge's questions, I think you're aware that the sample that you took out was sent to NMS for testing for ethylene glycol.
Yes.
Right? You're unaware of whether it was sent to NMS for the purpose of testing for any type of bittering agent, correct?
Asked and answered for like the fourth time.
Well, I'll allow you to answer that with respect to the bittering question. Or are you aware whether it was sent for that or not?
Again, I'm not aware of what type of testing was requested at NMS and what type of testing NMS performed on this item.
Lizzie.
Okay.
OG.
And
33 months. Thank you.
So now you've got this, after you've used I hope I say it right, the pipette to withdraw some amount of this liquid from that Powerade bottle. Now you've got a Powerade bottle with the remaining liquid in it, correct?
Yes.
Do you take the remaining liquid and separate it from the bottle?
I did not for this case.
Okay, because the bottle is up there marked as an exhibit. It's now empty, right?
It appears empty.
Okay. Do you know when that bottle got emptied?
No, I do not.
Okay. But at some point, it did.
It appears empty now.
So, and now you have this remaining sample that's at your State Police Crime Lab, right?
Do you mean the liquid or?
Yep. So 2022.
Yep.
You took a pipette worth out. You've got a portion of the liquid left in the Powerade, right?
Yes.
Do you screw the top back on?
Yes, I did.
Screw the top back on. Okay, great. Now, where does that Powerade bottle go?
So for item 2-2 and 2-1, since...
Just 2-2 for now.
Okay. So for item 2-2, since fingerprints and DNA were requested on the container, that item was submitted subsequently to our evidence control unit to be sent to those additional units for testing.
Okay. And do you know whether the liquid was taken out before or in conjunction with any of that testing?
As I had mentioned, I'm unaware of when the liquid was removed from that bottle.
Okay. And then that bottle and that liquid are stored somewhere at the stored somewhere between then and trial now, right?
Yes, we would be able to see its chain of custody while it remained at the laboratory.
Okay.
But once it leaves the laboratory, we wouldn't be in control of that chain of custody.
Do you know, do you know where it was stored? In other words, was it refrigerated? Was it in a cabinet? Was it on a shelf? Know anything about that?
Do you mean prior to my testing or after my testing?
After you used the pipette to take the liquid out, where was it stored? The liquid or the Powerade bottle?
I'd be able to reference that if you had a chain of custody for that item that was after I had seen it. Okay. I only have the chain of custody in my case file for prior to my testing.
Okay, so you don't know what happened to it after that?
Correct.
Okay. And just so I think the record is clear, so ethylene glycol is a product that is commonly used in antifreeze and engine coolant and products along those lines, right?
It is a compound that is present in those types of products.
Okay. Next photo, please. Next. 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 Next.
All these pictures he doesn't need.
Okay, this
but he's admitted
photograph
anyway.
here, you recognize that? That is item number 2-4.
Yes.
Is that the item that was sent to NMS?
So a portion of the liquid that was present in that sealed specimen container was sent to NMS.
So that is item 2-4, what's inside of that container that's depicted there?
An orange liquid.
The orange liquid. And is that the orange liquid that's taken from the Rain-X, or is that the orange liquid taken from the Fanta?
This was labeled as coming from the Fanta can.
From the Fanta can. Okay.
This is a pipette.
All right. Now, did you prepare
like
this sample?
To suck up liquids.
Do you mean how it is depicted in this picture?
Well, let me back up. Somewhere back there, there's a Fanta can, right?
Yes, there is a Fanta can.
It has liquid in it.
Whether it had liquid in it or not, I can't speak to that. No, I did not.
Okay. But, so tell me what you think happened, right? Because here...
Objection, Judge.
You don't know. You can't
Objection to
speculate.
what you think happened?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's got to testify to what her knowledge is.
Okay, so I appreciate that, Judge. So here, your initials are on this sample, and inside it is, tell me what?
So inside this container is an orange liquid. Based on the labeling that was supplied to the laboratory, it is my understanding that this liquid was removed from a open Fanta container.
Okay. Is it all the liquid that was removed from the open Fanta container, or a portion of it?
I'm not sure.
Okay. Who would know?
Whoever removed the liquid from that open Fanta container.
What department would that be?
Since it came into the laboratory like this, I can't tell you how it was removed.
Okay. Let's go to the next picture. Next picture. Okay, is this the same item? Just a different view?
Yes, this is the heat-sealed plastic bag that the item was contained in.
Okay, next picture. Next picture. Okay, this completes, I believe, the photographs that were taken that have your initials. I think you took all those photographs. Is that correct?
I did take all those photos. It's actually not a complete representation. There were some photos, I believe, that you sort of like skipped through, but yes.
But they were on there, but I just didn't spend a lot of time asking you questions about them.
Correct.
Okay, and they're all marked as part of the exhibit, right?
Yes.
Now, there was a second file on this exhibit number 33, has those photographs, and then there's a set of other evidentiary photographs that have been admitted as part of this exhibit. That number, 24257 Salisbury, do you recognize that number?
That is the laboratory the laboratory number associated with this case.
And there are some initials on there, HAS, right?
I couldn't really speak to those initials, but I can speak to the initials that are exhibited on the top of the box, which are mine.
Oh, yeah. And then number 3354, right?
Yes, that is what appears to be 3354.
What's that mean?
That would typically be the trooper or sergeant number for identification, usually with the crime scene services section.
And 24257, that's the number for the crime lab that you gave these items, right?
I didn't personally give it that laboratory number, but that is the laboratory number associated with this case.
Okay.
This lady is so precise.
And just
Only Funsies is doing what only Funsies can do. Thank you so much for your generosity.
Okay, next. There's a bag of evidence. Your initials are on it, right?
Yes.
Next. 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 All right, and then this is another photograph of the Rain-X, right?
420 now.
It is a photograph of a Rain-X bottle, and based on the previous photographs, which indicated that it was item 2-1.
Okay, next.
Mr. Scully, I'm going to stop you there. We've hit the lunch hour.
Okay.
It's
So we're going
time.
to take the lunch recess for an hour, jurors, and then we'll
We hit
continue
420
with
and the judge
cross-examination
immediately
of
calls
Ms.
for a
Brown,
break.
At 2 o'clock.
Coincidence?
Or 2 o'clock.
I think not.
All rise. Just leave your notebooks in the chair.
£11 cake. Oh my goodness. I think there was one more cough there we have to count. Pantoufle member for 34 months. OG. Thank you for hosting the Boone Richens Reed Super Spreader Trial.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right.
All right.
We're in recess. Judge is off the bench. Audio's off. There we go. We're going 421 for the lunch break. We are going to have a lunch break, and it's good because I need one. I need to stretch a little bit. Didn't hear a cough. Take it away. Okay, it was a quiet one. I was looking for any excuse to go one more. I'll leave it at 420. I heard like a noise. It could have been like a notebook closing or something, but. We'll take the last cough away. You know we're going to earn it back as soon as court starts again. So let me show you this. Okay, red pen. Yes, let's definitely put up the new thumbnail for this court case, which is just epic. Just one second. Let me get this pulled up. Right here. How about that? Here's our thumbnail for this trial. Courtesy of red pen. So we've got the picture, the video from the body cam. We've got the Petri dish because it's a super spreader trial. We have the yard sale next door. We have the lady on the TV. I'm not sure what show that was from, but she was. That was the picture that was on the TV when they were documenting the house. The lady with like the wide eyes. We've got the fruit punch, not Powerade or Gatorade because we don't want to get sued. The defendant is there present. She has her her voodoo doll or a version of the voodoo doll there next to her, and I love it. I love it. And we have the cough counter as well. So that's where we are right now. Yay. It was the movie on the Hallmark channel she was watching during the emergency. Oh, right. Her Hallmark movie. Somebody needs to tell me what that movie is. Sergey and I cannot take the coughing. It is so much better today. It is so much better. Actually, it's about the same. Honestly, it's the quality of the coughing has gotten so worse. I mean, like the judge is really. I feel like we're part of what's being coughed on or up with the judge. He's just right in the mic, just full on. He owns it. So. Thumbnail looks great. Maybe add a motorcycle. We need to add two, a black and a white one. I want to know what happened to the black one. After Judy wouldn't write on it again because the other lady's tush had touched the cushion. She did something to the black one and bought him a new white one. Wanted the complete opposite. So that's interesting. Figure out what happened there, somebody. So two motorcycles. They can be small. Does the judge have a mute button? He does not use it because he's the judge and he's the super spreader. All right, right now is a great time for me to do something I should have done just a few minutes ago, which is schedule the afternoon stream because we are coming back this afternoon. Did the judge say how long? An hour? Well, we're gonna come back around. Let's see. We're going to come back right around 2, if that works. So we only got 40 minutes. Review settings. We're on day 3, part 2 of this one. Coming back at 2, short break. Need to change the thumbnail. Hold, please. Somebody's mowing their lawn. Oh, let me show you this. I think I've shown you this picture before, and at least from a previous year, and you guys all told me what it was, but just one second. This morning, my neighbor came over and asked for help. He was having some trouble with his TV, and so I ran over there before we started the live stream, and he had been using the wrong remote, so the volume was not working. But I showed him which way to make it work, which way was the right one. I saw this in my yard, and I've been showing you what's in my yard periodically, so let's do this again. What is this plant? I tell you, it grows like vines. It's sort of like a tree bush, because it's got like branches and all. Wisteria. Okay, this one, how do you stop it from spreading? Because you can't see the top right-hand corner. That's a dogwood tree that it's trying to kill. The wisteria bush is actively trying to kill the dogwood tree. And I just need to stop it. I've hacked it back to like the very base, and it just comes back with a vengeance. They can take over like crazy. This is in the segment of what's in my yard. I'm one by one, I'm learning the plants in my yard. So, all right, wisteria, ship it to me. You can have it. You can have it, the whole thing. When's your first grandbaby due? This week, Barb. This week. Like I think we're going for Thursday. And it's one of those planned ones, so I think it's going to happen. It's going to happen. I'm so excited. I'm going to be a grandpa by the weekend. Have it arrested for attempted murder? Yes, please. I'd call it viney. I like to call it viney crap. You'll never get rid of it. You'll have nightmares about it. Get rid of the house then. Are you going to be there? Not when she's born, but I'm probably going to take a trip there. Thank you. These are just going to sit right here. Thank you. Is today worth rewinding? Yes, Posty7. This was a spicy day. It was really good. Hang on 1 second. I haven't finished the thumbnail. 1 second. Refresh. There's the new one. Might be a grandpa on your birthday. It's a scheduled one, so I think they're doing one of those. We're gonna get the baby on this date thing. So I think it's gonna happen then. I don't think I'll have a birthday on my birthday. Change this to that. Save. Now go back, and we're gonna make a jump. We're gonna have a portal set up for you so we can take you right to the afternoon session, which will enable you to continue talking with all your friends who are here as well. Is that enough Mountain Dew? Yes, thank you. This was a birthday present for me. Thank you. By the way, let's see. I'm sorry, I'm distracted by the Mountain Dew. I'm going to add that one there. Now we're done. All right, and now I guess I can probably push this button as well. All right, so happy for you and for his grandchild. How does it feel, Grandpa? It's not real yet. It's not really real yet, but Francis Fitzgerald, maybe for your birthday, I'll be a grandpa. Might happen. Add grandbaby to the birthday list. Yeah, babies, they never come. The due date? Yeah. Due dates are only honored in like library books and court tickets and things like that. When it comes to babies, no. Only funsies. Once again, thank you for the super chat. Thank you so much for the massive support today. It's absolutely incredible. Thank you. We're gonna go to lunch break. We've only got a few minutes, maybe about half an hour. We'll be back in half an hour, and at that point we'll be all caught up. No more behind schedule. We're all the way caught up. So tonight when you go home, please hug the people you love, smile at someone, make their day just a little bit better. And please stay safe till we go live again in half an hour right here. Make the jump with a buddy. Grab somebody, make the portal jump, and land safely on the other side. When you do land, I appreciate if you click the like button. It helps the channel immensely, and it's free. It's free today. All right, you guys, have a good lunch. We'll see you in a bit. Bye-bye.
If you could just use your words.
Shame on you, sir.